Waycross Community Media Sports presents the Ohio High School Athletic Association Football Division I Regional Finals. The Elder Panthers and the St. Xavier Bombers tonight from the University of Cincinnati's Nippert Stadium. I'm Dave Eby, and along with Doug Pelza, we'll be bringing you all the action. Ralph Nardini will be joining us in the second half. Doug, tonight a rematch of Week 8 of the season.
Certainly, this is the Armageddon of rematches. St. X versus Elder. Great game the first time, and looking forward to more of the same this time.
I think one of the keys to the games tonight, both teams have to stop the other team's quarterback. The Bombers have to focus in on Brett Bolger, and the St. Xavier and Elder Panthers have to focus in on Marty Mooney.
Yeah, Keith Bolger's an outstanding player. He's got tremendous quickness, great agility, great speed. He's probably the key factor for Elder in this game, his ability to make plays.
One of the other things that we're going to have to come up with is to see how both defenses can respond. Last week, Elder scoring 35 points, St. Xavier only scoring 6. Is this going to be a defensive battle like the first week, Week 8, or will this be a high-scoring game?
I see two very evenly matched teams. I think it'll be very much a defensive struggle. St. X's defense is really outstanding this year with, I believe, 4 shutouts to this point. An outstanding effort. I think it's going to be a very tight ball game, probably decided by special teams errors or mistakes.
Well, when we talk to both coaches before the game, we'll be getting their interviews along the way, as head coach Steve Rasso and head coach Mike Ramsey both joined us before the game to give us their thoughts on what would be happening. Down on the field, you see the St. Xavier marching band as the Ohio High School Athletic Association salutes all the firefighters and police here in attendance this evening. And now we're getting ready for the playing of the national anthem. We'll also be bringing the player introductions to you very quickly here. Doug, I guess one of the other things, it's a sellout crowd here tonight. A very, very fast sellout this afternoon. There were not a lot of tickets left. By 5 o'clock, there were long lines waiting outside, and by the time I got here at 5:30, people were begging for extras.
Amazing, amazing.
Fans beginning to rise here as the band is being prepared to play the national anthem. This large crowd still on its feet, cheering, waiting for the arrival of both teams to come down the steps from those locker rooms. If we can, we'd like to get that interview with Steve Rasso on before the start of the game. I don't think we're going to be able to get both interviews on, so we're going to try to get that queued up and rolling here as you're getting a good shot from Nippert Stadium here as the Bomber band will head. There's only 2 spots that are left open, and that's the spots where really the bands are sitting. Everywhere else, you see why this is a sellout game.
Staff of the Ohio High School Athletic Association welcomes each of you.
When you look at the game tonight, what do you see as the keys to victory for the Elder Panthers?
Well, I think the biggest thing for them is they've got to establish. He really stirs the drink, as it were. He's the guy who it all keys around. Certainly a big factor, too, offensively, is to get Bradley Gladhar. He had a big play last week against Coleraine. To get him going would be big as well.
I think one of the things that we'll find out from Coach Ramsey is tonight very much could be a field position game. That's what it was the first position. Elder won field position most of the night till N.J. Willingham broke away on a 98-yard run. Good special teams definitely favors the Panthers. The Bombers' kicking game is in array, to put it mildly. They can't hit an extra point. They don't even really take serious field goal attempts right now. They've been trying out some other players this week to see what they can do in that area. Coverage on kickoffs and punts is very good. We're going to switch down, and I think we're just going to be able to get the interview of head coach Steve Rasso in here, as they will be introducing the starting players. So let's see what Steve says about the keys to victory for the Bombers.
With me is head coach Steve Rasso. Steve, this is getting to be a pretty common experience talking to you before a big game, another big game. Tell me, everybody likes, there's been a lot written about Marty Mooney, there's been a lot written about Nick Larkin. What about some other guys who've been leaders on this squad this year?
There are so many I could name as leaders, there's too many to mention. But besides them, you look at our offensive line. I'm not going to mention my name because I had to mention 5 of them. Our defensive line. I think it's a team type of effort that has made us where we are right now. And there are some key guys like the Moonies and the Bogleys and the Ralphs that have got us where we are. But I think it's everybody's part of this blue wave right now that's got us where we are.
Last week you squeaked by with a 6-0 win over Princeton. Last time you played Elder, it was a pretty close ball game right until the end. Has that put any extra pressure on your guys?
Well, there's no question. We have to execute. We didn't execute as much as we'd like to last week. And, of course, Princeton's defense had a lot to do with that. The first game against Elder was a tough, hard-fought game. We came through at the end and won and made the play. Even in the same way in the Princeton game. But we're going to have to play much better tonight on both sides of the ball and in our special team, because I'm sure they are ready. I know they've been talking about it's been a while since they've won, and I think they've got a good momentum in that area. So I think it's going to be a great game. It's fantastic night.
Some people are saying that this may very well be the state championship game. What's your feelings on that?
Well, I think the 2 teams out here, either one of us that come out tonight definitely has an excellent chance to be the state championship. Unfortunately, one of us will not be going toward it, but, you know, it's a thrill to be here.
I'm looking around at Phil's Stadium, and we're 40 minutes ahead of game time yet. We sold this place out already. We almost sold out Paul Brown Stadium last week with 4 games. What's that say about high school football and high school football fans in Cincinnati?
Well, I've always said, I don't know if there's any place in the country that does any better than Cincinnati high school as far as the football. And last week, that was an awesome experience for the players, for the coaches, and everybody to play down there. It's going to be remembered, you know, when they get in their old ages, they will remember that game down there. Of course, coming out with a win made it even better. But then coming from there, and coming into tonight, Nippert Stadium with a $35,000 sellout, not dollars, people sellout, and there's no question, it doesn't get any better, I don't care, anywhere in the United States.
Are your kids pretty accustomed to playing under this kind of crowd pressure, this kind of crowd noise now?
I think being in the GCL definitely is. You know, we have packed houses, and the fans are wild and everything else. And it's a little more enormous now, a lot bigger, but I think both teams have been around long enough in this kind of atmosphere that I don't think they'll shake them at all.
Well, Steve, another night. Good luck to you again. Hope we follow you one more game up the road. It's going to be a tough one tonight, but you've done extremely well with the Xavier Bombers this year. Good luck to you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
We'll be going to the interview from head coach Mike Ramsey of Elder at halftime. We'll be doing that after the second quarter, and what will be interesting to see is to see the similarities in what both coaches said. You'll hear from Coach Ramsey at the beginning of Coach Doug Ramsey at the beginning of the halftime show. The Elder Panthers in kickoff receiving position as Ricky Brown, number 29, is back deep along with number 85. That would be Landon Arnold. The Bombers usually try to kick it away from Brown. They like to squib it short. And we'll see what happens here as number 3, Chris Youth, heads out to kick off. The Bombers did defer. Last week, Doug Elder took the ball, ran it right down Colerain's throat, and basically set the tone for the game and kept that tone the entire night. One of aggressive, offensive Elder-style football.
Yeah, so important to set the tone early. You've got to game momentum, set up what kind of game it's going to be, and that first drive really keyed that for Elder. This is going to be huge.
We'll see what the St. Xavier defense can do. the keys to the game, I believe, on both sides. For St. X, it's going to be offensive play calling and execution. Can the Bombers execute the plays as they're called? And is there a sound play calling strategy this evening? For Elder, can they at least score 2 times against this very difficult St. Xavier defense? Chris Youth waiting for the signal. He's got it. 35,000 fans ready to go. He drops it short. Arnold from about the 13-yard line. Got a nice hole up the middle. Landon Arnold could break it. He's going to come out to about the 45-yard line before he's finally dropped down on the play by Chris Youth, number 3, and Josh Green, number 45. A nice picket fence there as they took out the Bomber leaders. And Landon Arnold, watch this block by Ricky Brown that frees him down this left.
As he cuts up the middle, great speed here for Landon Arnold. He's had a tremendous impact on their return game in the last few weeks, making some really big plays. You can see it right there. He bursts up the middle.
Coach Doug Ramsey talked early on about the importance of field position. He's on the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. In the first game, St. Xavier took out running backs Tom Hornsby and Gladar as they were not influential in the outcome of that game at all. Last week against Coleraine, they played huge. He's going to throw right away. He's got a man open on the far sideline. Wide open is number 37, Bill Poland, as he just ran away from Mike Graham on the coverage, and Elder going to move it down to the 43-yard line of the Bombers.
First play, a quick out to the right side. You can see a great arm here as Bulger takes it on a 4 or 5 step drop, steps up. He's going to drill it right on time. He's shown a great arm, Dave. He's got tremendous arm and great speed.
That's a 12-yard pickup on the play. 1st and 10 Panthers. Graham's going to have to pick up Poland. One of the keys to St. Xavier is to take Billy Poland out of the offensive arsenal. If they can keep him out, force him to throw to other runners, St. X feels they can do well. Gladar trying to go to the line of scrimmage, and Matt Vogley along with number 43, Sean Kelly, who came up from his position there.
That's one thing X was really able to do in the first game, Dave, is do a great job of taking Elder out of its running game here. Tremendous defensive lineman, Nick Larkin, Zach Kleinfelder, E.W. Womack. As you can see, Vogley coming off of the block and making the play.
Josh Green checks into the lineup. Matt Vogley probably having one of the most difficult assignments tonight as he has to go against quarterback Keith Bulger, who's 1 for 1 already. Bulger will go back. He can run or he can throw. Wide open is Gladar, and Bulger underthrows him. That's usually not what happens on a play like that. As Gladar was wide open, Bulger kind of slapped himself upside the helmet. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he was wide open, just missed the throw. Unlike Keith, he doesn't miss too many of those. Right there for him, and it looks like he just underthrew it.
Ball just seemed to die all of a sudden there. This is a big play for the St. Xavier defense. If they can get the ball turned over to them. Andy Wellendorf will check in. Now Wellendorf caught the touchdown pass that put Elder ahead 13-8 in the first game on a fade route to the outside. Elder single man left, doubles to the right. Bulger's got 2 men in the backfield as he's setting the shotgun. Green trying to come on. They pick him up real nice. Bulger's got some room to come outside unless E.W. Womack shuts him down. Can't get him, but Graham drives him out of bounds on about the 38-yard line. Correction, on the Vogley came over to drive him out of bounds. So Matt Vogley had to come all the way across the field on that play. And now it's going to be 4th and about 3. You're on the 36. I got to think Elder's going to go for this.
Yeah, St. X blitzing Andrew Edinburgh off the corner. And you can see Bulger, he just makes a great play to the outside. Great speed, great athleticism. That's the problem. When he gets outside and breaks contain, he makes things happen.
St. Xavier wanted to force the running backs to go east and west, but Keith Bulger, when you blitz him, you've got to maintain the lanes and keep going. As the Elder Panthers here on a drive. Gladar's deep. Chambers has checked in, a linebacker to play fullback. He goes both ways. There's a penalty marker on the play, and Elder is going to be whistled for delay of game. It'll be 4th and about 8. That could change the play calling situation, as it does, as the Panthers will bring Zach. They will bring in number 86, Robbie Boeing, to do the kicking.
It'll be 4th down and 8.
Boeing had some nice long punts. Michael Hurley, number 22, is back on the 10-yard line. Princeton did a good job bottling Michael up last week. He usually breaks one for 20 yards or more. Hurley going to signal for the fair catch, going to let it bounce. Maybe he should have taken, as that ball is going to go all the way down to the 3-yard line. Michael Hurley, the ball on the 12. Usually if it goes over the 10, you like to take the fair catch. He got out of the way, and so St. Xavier on a familiar 3-yard line.
Yes, something that's happened before. That was a great kick. I mean, there wasn't a lot Hurley could do. That was a nice soft punt right into the corner, and the Elder guys, the Elder special teams did a great job of covering it, pinning X deep.
Coach Ramsey talked about field position when he talked to us before the game, and he talked about the work of his special teams. He's got both field position and good special team work going right there. St. Xavier, on the other hand, needs to come out strong right away. This Bomber offense has got to set the tone that they can move the ball against this defense. Luke Lenz, the man who hits the hole hard and keeps going, knocked down on the play there. Looks like number 27 involved on the tackle, Brady Miller.
Yeah, straight dive play.
Tom Hornsby forced it inside, so Luke Lenz picks up about 4 yards on the play, gives St. X some room to maneuver. Second down, about 6 to go. Maybe a little closer to 7, actually. Doubles out to the left. Mooney looking. He's got him wide open. Sam McDonald on the 25. Cuts inside. Ricky Brown doing his job as the safety. McDonald trying to wait for his blocker. Didn't do it, and Brown drags him down at the 25-yard line. That is the value of number 29, Ricky Brown, but somebody blew coverage on Sam McDonald as the St. Xavier Bombers rush out on that play all the way down to the Elder 35-yard line. It's about a 53-yard gain on the play for the Bombers. Mooney to McDonald. Now watch McDonald here as they just lost him out there, and St. X turns horrible field position into great. Elder cannot substitute as the Bombers have that in. Lenz trying to go inside, and Luke Lenz. The Panthers saw that in the first game. Make the adjustment right there as Tom Hornsby, number 8, drops him after a 2-yard gain.
Great fly route there. It looks like they blew a coverage, and because Sam McDonald was all alone. A great play there by Ricky Brown just to stop him.
Smart play by Mark Butcher just to hang on that sideline and force him back inside. Unfortunately, Mack couldn't get behind the block of the receiver coming on the right side, but Ricky Brown shows why he's all Division I. Underneath, they hit Josh Williams, and he's off the mark quickly. So the St. Xavier offense aggressive tonight, Doug. Not aggressive last week, but tonight they're taking it right to them so far.
Yeah, really attacking. A quick slant here right across the middle to Josh Williams. A play they ran several times in the past game, and this time Josh held on to it. Did a nice job of just getting himself in position and making the play.
It's going to be 3rd and about 3 as double substitutions come in for the Bombers. Number 28, Luke Lenz, returns to action along with number 87, David Miller. The Bombers can pass or run out of this formation when Miller comes in. Lenz will be the up back. Willingham will be the deep back, and St. Xavier has to take a timeout. And I'm not sure why that was. It looks like they did not have, let's see if they got everybody on the field. 10, somebody's not out there. I'm sure Coach Rasso is not going to be happy about this. You just can't have a mistake like that. We talked about this last week. Yeah, St. Xavier made a lot of mental mistakes.
They were short a wide receiver there, Dave. Actually, they had 2 tight ends and 1 back.
It looks like one of the offensive linemen actually came off the sideline to join the huddle. And I don't know why that would happen. Well, anyway, during this timeout, St. Xavier moving out of their own end zone on that nice fly pattern. You don't get too many plays like that against this Elder defense. Or vice versa, you don't get too many against St. X. Do you like what you're seeing so far in this offensive drive?
Very aggressive, throwing the ball on first down, trying to attack the defense. They hit a good play there for Sam McDonald, and you certainly field position is key. If nothing else, they've gotten themselves out of that hole, and that's going to be a big key right here.
Well, I think the other thing that it showed was that they're willing to go to that passing game, and as you said, aggressiveness. Confidence. The team actually looks a little confident out there this week. Last week they looked a little unconfident. Luke Lenz barreling ahead, and Lenz dives over the 25-yard line. Let's see where they'll give him the mark. They'll give him at about the 24. First down, Bombers. I like this kid. Last week 72 yards in the first half. Not used very much in the second half. He just picks up yardage.
Luke's a tremendous inside runner. He has great vision. Really does a great job of protecting the football. And one of the things about Luke, too, is he'll run through any tackle. He's very aggressive.
So St. Xavier, though, even though they had to waste the timeout, perhaps it's good as they got the right play called. They got the first down. We'll try to set that offensive line for the Bombers for you. They've been opening up the holes. A lot of people know about big number 72, Kyle Ralph, but we'll talk about all the other Bombers. Enye Willingham cuts it up quickly inside, gets down underneath the 15 to the 14, and the St. Xavier Bombers, they're trying to take this crowd out of the game on the first drive.
Absolutely. That's great blocking up front there by Chris Ballman and John Walsh and Elliot Coulter. Tremendous inside, clearing a hole for Enye Willingham as he goes up the middle.
It'll be second and about 1. So there's the offensive unit for the Bombers. Williams, Dusing, Davis, Coulter, Ballman, Walsh, Ralph, McDonald, Mooney, Linz, and Willingham. Really like to look at those tackles, guards, and centers. We don't get to say a lot about them, but they've done the job. Marty Mooney audibleizing at the line of scrimmage. Play clock running here. Mooney drops back. Looks like St. X wants to pick up some yardage, and they're going to get a delay of game penalty, and I hate to say it, we said it last week, get the play in and run the play.
Not quick enough there, I guess.
Now you're going to go back to 2nd and 6. You had it 2nd and 1 on the 14-yard line. You could try a couple different things. Now you have to worry about picking up the first down. The last mistake the Bombers made, they corrected when they had to call the timeout because they didn't have enough players on the field.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a real key to last week's game. A lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties, and that'll just kill you in big games. It really will.
Elder's penalty forced them to punt. Maybe they just wanted more punting range to get them back deep there. Willingham delays, hits the hole, gets down to about the 14-yard line, originally where they were. So a 6-yard pickup is going to put them close, and they're right back to where they were. Now they're looking at 3rd and 1.
Dave,
that offensive line this week seems to be blowing some holes that just wasn't there in that first game. We're going to call for a measurement here.
Yeah, I definitely was going to say that they're getting more separation at the line of scrimmage than they did in the first game. They're really doing a nice job of driving Elder off the ball. And, you know, it's in stark contrast to what happened in the first game. There was not a tremendous amount of running room.
Well, it's interesting. We talked about, you know, what was going to have to happen this week because the St. Xavier Bombers, after they beat Elder, seemed to be flat the rest of the year. It's like that was the high point, the apex of the season. And what ended up happening, you know, was I think they kind of flattened out. And tonight, they look to be playing like the team that played the 4th quarter against Ignatius, like the team that beat state champion Indianapolis Cathedral, like the team that beat Bethlehem Catholic.
Much more aggressive. I agree.
3rd and 1. I got to go with Linz. He's going to go with Vogley. Vogley stuffed at the line. I forgot to say that substitution in there. This is going to be close. I think we're going to look at 4th and 1. Good penetration by the lower side. Watch Elder just force the penetration. Vogley roars back and knocks back Andrew Ackerman. And so they're going to measure this again. I think it, from our vantage point again, it looked, I don't know. Let's see where they put that ball. It looked short, but when you saw the replay, he drove Ackerman back.
Yeah, he did get a good jump there. That's something they've gone to in the last few weeks. Matt Vogley on an inside running package, just specifically designed for him in short yardage situations. He's really done a great job with that to this point.
They're going to be short again. 4th and 1. I got to think. Hand it to Vogley, go behind Linz, and go for it. You're certainly not going to go for a field goal here.
No,
That'd be a 31-yard field goal, and we've had trouble making extra points. You got to go for it. These are the kind of plays that make or break champions. The Elder crowd, all 25,000 of them, I think. Maybe 22, and we'll give St. X 13. All I know is there's more purple than blue here, unless you count purple a shade of blue. They're lining up. Brandon Coking in the lineup. It's a tight thing here. Linz, good block. Vogley pulls ahead. 1st down, Bombers to the 12-yard line. Interestingly enough, Matt Vogley's dad, Jerry Vogley, played for Elder and was a specialist in just the same way.
Yes, and so is Sam McDonald's dad as well. A lot of that, you see the Elder fathers and their St. X sons and vice versa.
Well, you know, you look at Kyle Ralph, who could have went to Elder, came to St. X. You look at Ricky Brown, who could have came to St. X, went to Elder. You look at Matt Vogley. Wow, you put 3 of those guys on the same team, and I'm telling you. But this is the kind of thing that happens. Mooney, Fryer over the middle. Touchdown, Bombers! Brad Brad Dusing on the slant, coming back from being injured. This is what being a senior is all about. And the Bombers, 97 yards. That's a number that Elder just doesn't like on touchdown drives.
It's happened before. It happens again. A quick slant right over the middle to Brad Dusing. His first touchdown since coming back from injury. What a drive. What a drive.
Now we see what I said might have happened last week when I said number 43, Sean Kelly, might come on to kick extra points. He does. He hits it. It's good. Remember that Sean Kelly, number 43, a 6', 218-pound senior, started on the soccer team as a sophomore. As you're seeing Brad Dusing go into the end zone. And Kelly comes in here like he's been kicking field goals all the time. And all of a sudden, it's up, it's through, and St. X 7 instead of 6, and Elder 0.
Oh, it looks like he's been doing it his whole life. A great kick there by Sean Kelly.
So
his
Sean
first attempt
Kelly
of the year.
putting it through. Interesting enough, on that touchdown run, St. X, who usually runs Vogley to the right, ran him to the left, and there was a large hole there as Elder had stacked the right side of the lineup.
Right, an unbalanced line for St. X as they insert Brandon Coking at right guard and move John Walsh to tight end. And Elder shifted to that side, and it was the play previous to the touchdown. And Vogley went the other way, picking up the crucial first down.
So Dusing snuck in at the tight end position there. Picks up the touchdown. Chris Youth will kick off. Now the one thing that has to happen to St. X that Ralph and I talked about last week was, can the Bombers stay focused? Can they maintain, now that they've got the lead, can they maintain intensity? Can they make sure that they keep this up? Because sometimes when this happens, they just get a bit lethargic. He's going to bounce it down, picked up on the 30-yard line. Elder's going to get a huge return here. Out to about the 36. They're going to have good field position where number 37, Matt Pettit, just leveled number 93, Brandon Whitworth.
Yeah.
So it's clear they don't want to kick the ball to Landon Arnold and Ricky Brown.
I think that's pretty clear. They'll probably squib the rest of the game. You don't want those guys. They're so dangerous.
If Josh Williams comes into the game to kick off, you'll know that Coach Rasso wants the ball in the end zone. Josh, another player in the St. Xavier soccer program who switched to football, and what a good thing that he did as he's looking at Division I scholarships along with a few of the other Bombers. Billy Poland, the most dangerous Elder receiver, is on the near side here close to us. Doubles to the right. Bolger's going to go back. He can pass or run. Bolger's got time, lots of time. Over in the middle, intercepted by Sean Kelly. Back to the 48-yard line. Dropped on the play by number 12, Dave Turner. Penalty marker on the play, and let's hope the Bombers are not called for a clipping on the 44 behind the play. We'll have to see what happened back there.
Keith Bolger, it looks like he just overthrew Bill Poland as he was coming across the middle from left to right. It was a high throw, and Sean Kelly right there to make the play.
So Sean Kelly bringing it down. There's a penalty marker behind the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 Bombers at the Elder 46, and right now at the Elder 48. Right now, if I'm the Elder defense, I have to stiffen because you do not want to go down 2 scores. Correction, they're going to bring this one back. It looked like he had motioned that it was going to, so. It's a 15-yard penalty against St. X. I don't think we saw what happened on the replay there. Let's see if we can pick it up on the field microphone. Well, that's an interesting call. They're calling a clip behind where Sean Kelly intercepted the ball.
Well, I did not see that.
So they're calling the clip on the 43-yard line. Kelly intercepted the ball up on the 45-yard line. So the Bombers are going to start back from the 33. This is definitely not as dangerous position. But Luke Lenz finds a hole, and he gets rocked by Ricky Brown, but picks up 3 more yards to the 45. That's a 16-yard pickup and another. St. Xavier first down. They look crisp in this first quarter.
They certainly do. Dave, I'm amazed at the holes in the middle of the Elder defense that the St. X backs have been able to run through. They're getting tremendous movement at the line of scrimmage.
I'm telling you what, a lot of these boys were not happy with their performance last week, and they're coming out tonight to say if Elder's going to beat them, they're going to have to bring their best game. Elder has defeated 3 number 1 teams in the state, but they don't want to do that tonight because they're number 1. Williams breaks away. Great catch by Josh Williams. Oh, he was pushed out of bounds on the near sideline. I thought they would give that one to him. Let's pick that one up on the replay.
We're going downtown here. Great time in the pocket here from Mooney. They're not getting a lot of penetration. They're also not blitzing very much. I thought Elder
gets behind Nick Ackerman. Let's watch this on this near sideline here as Williams goes up. Let's see if Ackerman pushes him out of bounds. We're going to lose it behind close on that near sideline. Well, that's what I thought so too. It looked like he caught it inbounds and then got pushed out. Williams seemed to want it, but 2nd and 10. Unlucky for the Bombers. Great coverage on the play by Nick Ackerman. So St. X got out of their own territory on a run by Linz. Willingham going left, and Willingham's going to lose 6 yards. And I said it last week, I'll say it again. If you can't run north and south, get out of the game, sit down, and let somebody who can. That's a 6-yard loss on what could have been a 3-yard gain right up the middle with the hole. Watch the hole open here in the middle. He's going to go left, right behind Ralph. Big hole. He's going to head outside, and he's just going to get rocked on the outside by number 44, Tony Arsman.
Yeah, Ricky Brown blitzing right up the middle, and that forced NEA to go outside. Real good call there. We're
going to have to look at the yardage Luke Linz has been able to pick up in this game and see why they're trying to force Willingham wide when we had it up the middle. 3rd and 14. Now the Bombers in a bad situation. Doubles to the left. Penalty marker on the play. Called inside the line. Let's see what's going to happen here. Procedure whistled against the Bombers. That's their 3rd penalty. It's now going to be 3rd and 18. It's amazing to me how little things, when added together, take this Bomber offense out of their rhythm.
Yeah, they were.
You know, a nice try down the sideline, 2nd and 10. You lose 3 when you should have gained 3. You now get an illegal procedure. And instead of being at the 50-yard line and having, you know, a 3rd and 5, you're now looking at a 3rd and 18. So Linz with 27 yards on 4 carries with a 7-yard average. He's getting the ball when we're running for me. Mooney going to let him come in, going to look for a screen. But that's going to be another loss as Linz is dropped on the play by number 22, Mark Butcha. So after the Bombers go back, not a smart call to call a screen as Elder blitzes right into the area where they go. What started out as a good drive there, Doug, I don't know, just went backwards.
Yeah, just not able to get anything going on that drive. And you're right, the play to Willingham, the sweep by Enye, definitely set them back.
Sean Morris back to punt. I got to think Elder's bringing everybody. They almost blocked every punt Morris attempted in the first game. As you saw, the linebackers shed their blocks. Here he comes. He's got to get it off quickly. He does. Brown on the 38-yard line signals for a fair catch or correction. Brett Bolger on the 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Elder at the 38. So when you look at that series, 15-yard penalty for a clip, 5-yard penalty, 20 yards in penalties alone, or the Bombers are on great field position.
Yeah, the penalties are definitely knocking him back. They had an opportunity there to really capitalize, put a mark on this game. You know, it's going to be up to the defense. They've got it. You know,
the Elder defense rises to the occasion and pushes the Bombers back. Let's see how they respond the next time they get the ball. More importantly, now their defense has to come through. Broken play as Bolger hangs on to it. Bolger almost gets through the line until number 45. Josh Green takes him down. So a miscommunication there between Bolger and Gladar, but Bolger picks up some yardage off of it. A little bit of a high snap, I think, may have caused that.
Yeah, as Bolger goes to the outside, just trying to get what he can. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to throw down the field like they did in that first series.
I think that they saw something in the Princeton tapes that they feel they can exploit the flat. And that's a difficult coverage for any high school player. It's a difficult coverage in any level of football. And even the best defenses have trouble getting out there. You're going to need a lot of pressure up front. E.W. Womack matched up against Lysa tonight, and E-Dub's going to have to do that. E-Dub dropped back. Let's see if they're going to call this a catch or not. They are, as Billy Poland takes it, and there's Matt Vogley, who's been all over the field. Poland takes it to the 43-yard line, where we're going to look at about 3rd and about 5.
Yeah, just a short drag route right over the middle. Plenty of time. Bolger scanning the field, probably his 3rd or 4th option. He finds Bill Poland underneath, setting up 3rd down.
The electricity in this stadium, fans, you know, they're looking at 3rd and 5 and they're already up and cheering as if, you know, the game is on the line. But that's the type of game this is. Kelly barking out signals. St. X didn't look to have the coverage. Elder with the man wide open here in the flat, and that's why they didn't have the right coverage as Bill Poland eats alive number 22, Michael Hurley, for a big play down to the 45. And I'm not sure that number 42, Andrew Edderburn, knew his coverage there, because Sean Kelly was really yelling at him. And Elder picks up a huge gain on this play down to the St. Xavier 44-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there, maybe in the secondary over who had what zone. Good call there. X blitzing and Elder rolling away from it and finding Bill Poland underneath.
Offensively, Elder has called a good game as they've been able to free Poland up, and when Poland's freed up, that gives Bolger so much more room to maneuver. Gladar going to try to run, tries to bounce outside. There's just nothing there. The Bombers took this game away from Brad Gladar first time, and they're doing it again here as number 22, Mike Hurley, and number 42, Andrew Edderburn, combined on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 10.
A straight dive, ISO Bob right up the middle. Gladar trying to get to the outside. Do you get the feeling, Dave, that Elder doesn't think they can run? They don't think they can establish their inside running game, and they're going to go away from it the rest of the game?
I think they're trying to set it up, actually. I think they're trying to use the pass to set up the run, but Tom Hornsby's having to play so much on defense that they have to look at Chambers and Gladar to do it. And right now, St. X hasn't stopped the passing game in the flat. Bolger's going to look right. He's got his brother open in the middle. There's a penalty marker as there's going to be a hold called against Elder underneath. And Keith Bolger just got rocked on the play by number 43, Sean Kelly. Number 26 also in on the play is Brett Betts. And E.W. Womack just got tackled back at the 48-yard line.
Bolger coming up trying to get what he can. He's so elusive coming out of the pocket. Real good protection there except for the hold.
This is a no-brainer for the St. Xavier Bombers. They're going to take this call because this will move them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and that's going to make it about first, and I would guess about 24 yards to go for the first down.
Yeah, they'll take that call.
So the Bombers get a break there as Bolger came out, and Bolger went up in the air there a little bit. And if I'm an Elder fan, I have to really worry about those kind of runs. He's been taking hits all year, but wow.
Yeah, boy, that's one thing. If they were to lose him, it would be devastating because he is the focal point of what they do. He's so important to their offense.
Landon Arnold checks into the ball game for the Panthers. So St. Xavier had a few miscues, Elder a few miscues. Interesting enough, that first game had lots of penalties, fumbles, interceptions. Maybe it's just the intensity of both these teams, you know, causes this kind of stuff to happen. Green going to blitz. Bolger looking for some room to run. Bolger will run. And finally, Michael Graham knocks him down at about the 48-yard line of St. Xavier. That's about a 10-yard pickup. We'll call it 2nd and 14. That's the problem when you blitz. If you don't get him, and notice how St. Xavier didn't get him there as they pushed out the Bombers to the outside.
Yeah, the other thing with Bolger is he does a tremendous job of breaking tackles, getting through tackles. Does a great job with he's got a spin move. Does a tremendous job with that.
Be interested to see if he goes as a wide receiver, as a defensive back in college. You know, I don't know if he's going to go as a quarterback, but you know, those positions could come. That's number 42 coming. He missed him. Bolger's going to fly it right down the middle for his brother, and just a little bit too long. Andrew Edderburn almost got there. Keith Bolger went for Brett Bolger, and I got to tell you, I like the way Elder's stretching the field. This is going to really tire out that defensive secondary of the Bombers.
Yeah, they went after that. That's the call, too. The X blitzed off the edge, and they had man coverage right down the sideline. That's a play that, you know, Elder's been successful with a lot.
Well, they know they got Rob Boeing back in there to punt. You're getting a look there at that Elder offensive unit. And you know that Boeing can keep it inbounds. He's also got a big foot. And so you know he can do the job. St. X definitely going for the return here. Hurley's going to take that fair catch. He's got to step up between 4 Elder players. I'm not sure they gave him the right amount of distance. He definitely fell on the ball at the 27-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 St. Xavier. There was a lot of interference there. I thought the flag was going to come as Hurley had to come through quite a few shirts to pick that one up.
That's one of the things that Hurley doesn't get credit for. He's very sure-handed. Very rarely makes mistakes back there. He's been doing it for 3 years. He does a tremendous job making those decisions, making those judgments.
So the St. Xavier offense will take over with 40 seconds left to go. An impressive drive the first time they had the ball of 97 yards. They shot themselves a foot a little bit on the second time, and Willingham gets rocked in the backfield. I don't understand it, but let's just run with the plays that are being called. Let's pick up Enye's statistics here. Luke Linz has 4 carries for 27 yards. We'll try to pick up Enye's yardage. He's much more effective out in the slot as they go doubles. Elder showing blitz. Andrew Ackerman looking like he wants to come. Instead, they hand it off underneath to Linz. So Linz, 4 carries, 27 yards. They had that yardage on. Willingham, 4 carries, 10 yards. It'll be 3rd and about 7, and that's the end of the first quarter. Your St. Xavier Bombers 7, your Elder Panthers 0. This is exciting Ohio High School Athletic Association football coming to you from Nippert Stadium. Doug, what surprised you in the first quarter?
Just how much running room St. X was able to get, the kind of gaps that they were able to put together in the first couple of drives. They did a great job, the offensive line, of getting room for Luke Linz on the inside and N.A. Willingham. It'll be interesting to see if that continues. In the first game, there was not a lot of inside running room. X was not really able to run the ball efficiently. And it'll be interesting to see if maybe Elder makes some adjustments to that, or has made them on this drive. And he'll come with some inside blitzes a little bit more and make X, force them to throw a little bit more.
As well as Elder played in the first half against Coleraine, I thought they were even more impressive in the second half with the adjustments that they made. So as you said, let's see what they can do here in terms of coming out in this second quarter. And then, as we always say, the third quarter oftentimes determines a football game. St. X looking at a 3rd down and 6. They're at their 30-yard line. If you're trying to win the field position more, you'd really like to pick up a 1st down here. So a very evenly played first quarter between the St. Xavier Bombers and the Elder Panthers. Like both coaches said before the game, you can definitely look at one of these teams being aggressive upstate. Mooney looking, he's got him open, White out on the flat. Josh Williams at the 45, takes it in. Can he stay in bounds and outrun him? What a move by Williams, but he's caught from behind by number 22, Mark Butcha. There are no flags down on the play, and that play will carry all the way down to the 7-yard line. Butcha got back there on a shoestring tackle. Watch Mooney look at this. The Bombers have found something as he is wide open.
Elder in cover 2. It looks like the safety didn't get over. Mark Butcha not back in the deep middle third there. I'm not sure if there was a mistake or if Butcha just didn't see or Josh Williams. I'm not sure, but he was wide open right down the sideline.
That's a 63-yard completion, and that no-huddle offense forces Elder to take a timeout. So with 11:49, the second big play of the game for St. Xavier. The first time they got a big play, Doug Pelzer, they took it in for a score. You're on the 7-yard line. You need to punch it in here.
Absolutely. Very similar to that play to Sam McDonald earlier on in the first quarter. I'm not sure if they were in man coverage and somebody made a mistake up close, or if Mark Butcher had over the top and didn't get there. I'm not sure, but it looked like it was a blown coverage. So great protection there once again from Mooney. He had time to step up and make that throw.
I'll tell you what, right now the purple and white, not on the field, but on the sidelines, are a little quieter. They're still rather rowdy, as the St. Xavier section, for how small they are, and I shouldn't say small, 13,000 people was a great turnout, maybe 14 for the Bombers tonight. They've been raucous all night, but so far they've been winning. It's easy to be raucous. Marty Mooney, it's a double split. The Bombers showing a lot of aggression here. Linz, Mooney's going to keep it, and Marty Mooney gets down to about the 4-yard line, and there's a lot of extra hitting going on after that play. So he fakes the handoff to Linz, pulls it back in, and look at that block that Luke Linz put on number 7, Andrew Ackerman, who just went falling backwards. Unfortunately, the Bombers only picked up a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Kind of a change up there, a play we haven't seen, but setting up 2nd down.
Brad Dusing, number 81, who caught the first touchdowns inside. McDonald, who caught the big passes outside. Linz trying to go through, and Ackerman just rails him down at the 5-yard line. So this Elder defense is ready for that counter run that the Bombers like to do.
Yeah, that inside where they spread the field and run Linz in behind it. They've done a great job, since about the first drive, stopping that play, looking for it. It'll be interesting to see here if they go to a slant route or something in the corner, Dave.
3rd and 5. The clock is running. They need to get this play in. They don't want to go to 3rd and 10. Plus, they need this yardage if they're going to kick it a field goal and make it a 2-score game. Triples to the right. Williams on the outside. McDonald inside. Dusing. Look for N.A. Willingham on the slant. He's open. Mooney fires. He dropped it. N.A. Willingham could not hold on to the ball when he was hit by Nick Ackerman. And I'm telling you right now, when you're a senior, you step up and make big plays for your team, and he did not do it on that play.
A quick slant right across the middle. N.A. Willingham unable to make the play. Good coverage there by Nick Ackerman. Elder was ready for it.
Right in the hands, and he dropped it as Nick Ackerman hit him from behind. So number 43, Sean Kelly, who hit the extra point, will come on and attempt a 21-yard field goal. Not only can he do defense, he can do offense. It's up, it's good. The change that the Bombers has made to Sean Kelly has resulted in 4 points this evening. It's a 2-score lead for St. Xavier, 10-0. Doug, you don't want to laugh at 3 points, but St. X had 6 points there if they don't drop it.
Boy, they had a play right there. The thing about it was Enye had inside position on Ackerman, and the ball was right there. He just didn't come up with it.
Seniors need to make big plays. There'll be plenty of time left for Enye Willingham to pick up on that one as Marty Mooney dropped that one right in. But right now it's St. Xavier 10 and Elder 0. The aggressiveness of the play calling tonight for the Bombers, a major change from last week.
Yes, they're going for the kill shot. They've had 3 or 4 plays where they've had receivers running free down the field, and they've really taken advantage of it. This is a big drive for Elder. They've got to make something happen and get back in this game.
They've put yardage. They just haven't been able to string it together long enough. I mean, they've made some first downs. They've made some big plays. And then the St. Xavier defense stiffens. I thought it would take 3 scores to win this game. I thought we were looking at a 24-21 kind of ball game. And then somebody said, nah, I think it's going to be, I think you're going to have to get up a little bit. These teams are both really going to want to score. Hughes kicked it right at the offensive line. 44 picking it up for the Panthers. Going to finally be dropped on the play by Matt Dooley as Chris Hughes knocked it down to Tony Arsman. It almost looked like it hit one of the helmet of the front line. His Elder just ducked out of the way to let that get through. So they do not want Landon Arnold or Ricky Brown to get the big 90-yard return. And so they're going to make Elder go 67 yards, and that's generally a pretty good thing to force on this defense.
Yeah, those players in the upper front line for Elder are going to have to be alert to that, because that's where the ball is going to go.
I got to think Elder's still going to look at those down and out routes that have been working well for them, because it spreads St. X out and it makes Keith Bolger all the more difficult in the middle. Matt Vogley is going to have his spot on him, and he'll be watching him all the time. Bolger rolling left. Bolger looking. Going to go right. There's nobody there who held his lane. And Keith Bolger's going to run for about 12 yards before he's knocked out on the play by Andrew Edinburgh. Nick Larkin, E.W. Womack, Zach Kleinfelder, they're going to have to hold their lanes. As you watch, Elder drives every one of them over to this side.
Yep, Bolger's so athletic. He gets to the outside. X rushing 3, dropping 8. It didn't look like they had anybody assigned to him, and he just was able to break to the outside. You can see how fast he is. It takes so long for the defense to react.
Doug, Zach Kleinfelder just kept coming inside. He got suckered in on that trap block. Here comes Gladar looking left. Going to cut it up the middle, and he's going to go down right there. He got some yardage this time as E.W. Womack knocks him down. So St. Xavier going to have to play lane football, going to have to play position football. Gladar's going to pick up, well, he's just basically going to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think this is the difference between the St. Xavier defense and the Coleraine defense. So far, Xavier's been able to neutralize Gladar, Hornsby, Chambers, make Bolger do it. The interesting thing is Keith Bolger showing his senior maturity, very much playing within himself. He's looking for his receivers. He's making the best decisions that he can. He's realizing there's a long time to go with 9:37 remaining in the second. St. Xavier 10, Elder 0. Long snap here. Bolger going to go off on the draw. Nice blocking up front, but somebody slid off underneath. What a great play by E.W. Womack. Number 32, Chris Abrams, put a block on Dub, and Dub just slid off and dropped Bolger, and that's no easy thing to do.
Yeah, they did a great job of containing that play. It's a staple, really, in the Elder offense. It's the quarterback draw. As you can see, the defensive lineman, E.W. Womack there, sliding off his black, doing a great job of scraping to the outside, making that play. And that's what you have to do. You've got to have defensive linemen who can get off blocks and make plays.
It's 3rd and 8, and on the far sideline, head coach Doug Ramsey has called his Panthers over for a timeout with 3rd and 8. So Keith Bolger has 5 rushes for 34 yards. The other Panther runners, all their rushes totaling no yardage. And so they definitely, as we said, one of the keys to the game, taking Hornsby Gladar out of the game, that's working so far. This is the 2nd timeout by Elder. Warming up on the sideline for the Panthers is number 12, David Turner. Now, Turner was the quarterback at the beginning of the year along with Bolger, and Bolger won the battle by his running. So I'm not sure if something is wrong as they're looking at Keith Bolger's right hand. You're getting a good in-close shot there as best as we can do from the camera up here, and Turner is quickly warming up. This would be a horrible thing for the Elder Panthers if Keith Bolger has to go out, and he is going to have to go to the sideline as David Turner, number 12. Now, you want to talk about writing your legend into the Elder historical book, and we know a few things about legends over there. If Keith Bolger cannot come back, and we're not saying that he can, but David Turner can really write a page for himself. This young man can throw the ball, and quite frankly, I thought he was going to be their quarterback last year. I didn't know about this year, but really I thought he was their quarterback last year. Turner looking, pulling, nice block, and intercepted by the Bombers, number 22, Michael Hurley. He's still on his feet, and he's driven out of bounds by number 5, Andy Weller. Number 15, correction on the play, Brian Crowley. So Dave Turner laid a nice pass up there, but Bill Poland cut outside. Turner thought he was going deep.
Yep, he probably hasn't worked a whole lot with Bill Poland this year, and a great play there by Michael Hurley to come off his coverage and make the play. He just overthrew it.
I like the call, because if Poland cuts upfield, he may have that ball.
I like the call,
too. I mean, he
Very
may
aggressive.
have that ball,
yeah.
because Billy Poland ran a great route there, and he is the receiver that St. Xavier has to worry about. Can the Bombers turn this second interception of the Elder Panthers into a touchdown? That would put them up 3 scores, and that'd be awesome. Mooney gonna run. Mooney's got some room to run. Marty Mooney, wow, he's rocked on the play by number 4, Nick Ackerman. Oh, maybe he shouldn't run.
Good awareness there by Mooney to escape the inside pressure. He's stepping up in the pocket. Something he hasn't done a lot of this year is running the football, but doing a great job, doing a kind of a Keith Bolger impersonation there.
I'm telling you what.
He got hit.
Number 4, Nick Ackerman, body slammed him. I mean, that was a WWF move without the bouncy ring.
Absolutely.
Mooney going to call out signals here on 2nd and 2. Going to hand off to Lenz. Lenz forced to come back left. He'll pick up the first down. Lenz sheds 2 tacklers, sheds 3, and finally dropped on the play by number 54, Josh Huber.
Lenz fighting for extra yardage. As you can see here, it's the inside counter. You can see Kyle Ralph leading on the play. Lenz running through 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Won't be denied, won't stop, running through 3 tackles. We've said it all night.
1st and 10 Bombers at the 35-yard line. The offense, well, Mooney looking. Mooney's got Williams open. Penalty markers on the line of scrimmage. Williams hangs on, but I think St. Xavier is going to be called for holding, as that's a great catch on a 30-yard pickup down to the 5-yard line. But I believe that this one may be coming back. Number 51, Hank Davis, looks like he's grabbing his helmet as if he can't believe it. And it is going to be holding against against St. Xavier. What a big call here that saves the Panthers off of a 30-yard pickup.
Boy, St. X really attacking down the field, going after Zach King and Nick Ackerman. Very aggressive once again.
I was hoping we could pick this up on replay while they're marking this off to see if we can hang on the lineman there a little bit, because it looks like number 64, Chris Ballman, was the one who was disagreeing with the officials. So St. X going to look at 1st and 20 from the, wow, it's going to be more than 20. Holy moly, where are they taking this thing? Back to the 49-yard line. And they've got to get down to the 25. This is going to be 1st and 26. This is a 56-yard penalty in effect against the Bombers. They had a 30-yard completion to the 5-yard line, and this may be the saving play for the Elder Panthers if they can hang on here and force St. X out of this. Let's see what the Bombers, can they recover and do this? Because I'm telling you, they're on the 5-yard line looking at a touchdown and putting themselves in great position. The Elder faithful know how important this is. Sideline official now coming in to check. So we have a conference out there.
Yeah, St. X just not able to.
Got to think Elder's going to be blitzing here, though. You know, St. X with trips out there, Josh Williams, Sam McDonald. It just looks like the man on the far sideline. Now they're having a conversation with the referee who called the foul to see where the ball is going to be placed. I can't imagine it can't be back any farther.
No, it was a 15-yard personal foul penalty, right? The ball was on the, I believe, 31.
Don't know what happened on that. You know, originally the call was holding, Mooney looking, got 2 receivers. He's going to take it out to Williams. Can he shed one? Yes, he does. He's going to come back across the middle. He almost lost the football, and that stopped him from picking up more yardage. But he'll make it to the 40-yard line, and that'll make it 2nd and 15. So they get back 12 on that play. Josh Williams doesn't kind of bobble this ball. This is a great move here.
Yeah, he was wide open underneath. The 2 receivers going deep, clearing out the zone, and Williams.
Watch him come back in, though. He sheds Andrew Ackerman. He sheds Chris Chambers, and his own player knocked the ball out of his hands.
Absolutely, he almost broke it.
So Williams out on the far sideline. On the near sideline is McDonald. Sammy broke open early. They're looking for Lenz. He's wide open. Mooney didn't see him, and he goes down at the 49-yard line. If he sees Luke Lenz, it's about a 30-yard gain for the Bombers, as there was nothing between Luke Lenz and the goal line.
Elder blitzing there, the inside linebacker. Chris Chambers making the plays.
St. X saw it coming, but it looks like Mooney definitely had his eyes tacked onto the receivers downfield as Lenz came out left, and we're back 3rd and about 22. So what looked like could have been the score that puts the Bombers over the top. Now they're going to have to work really hard on it as Willingham checks into the lineup. In games like this, when you get opportunities, doubles out here. Sammy McDonald, look for him on the fly. McDonald left alone. Mooney can't, forced out of the pocket, looking. He's going to throw it just so he avoids the loss, and that's a good play by Marty Mooney. So Marty Mooney fires it down that sideline. Elder wants a penalty on the play, and they better stay off the field the way these flags have been flying in this game. And St. Xavier will have to punt. Unfortunately, Mooney could not look over here to the left where young Sam McDonald broke open again. Ralph, I don't know what play that, or Doug, I don't know what play that is for the Bombers, but it's really working. They can call it. Now a late penalty marker is going to be dropped on the play. Oh, I tell you what, you hate to see these kind of calls. I'm not sure who this officiating crew is. First they cost the Bombers on what may have been a nebulous call there on a 30-yard pickup. Now they let the crowd and the Elder coaching staff talk him into a penalty. That's just unprofessional. You either make the call or you don't. You don't let the other coaching staff stick it out. Last week, St. Xavier stuck on penalties for over 140 yards. He can just turn that microphone off and shut up, because nobody in this stadium is going to like what he wants to hear.
Yeah, that was a late call. A lot of discussion.
So it's going to be 4th down. A lot of discussion. The Elder crowd and the Elder coaching staff called that one, and I'll tell you, you either have courage, you're a referee, or you don't. If you don't have it, and so far this crew isn't showing it, you shouldn't be on the field. I know people don't like it when we tell the truth up here. We're like the O'Reilly factor, no spin.
That's right.
But they got to deal with it.
No spin.
Morris on a nice punt. Bolger's going to take it on about his 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Elder. What could have been 1st and goal on the 5, called back for a penalty. A holding penalty after what was. So St. Xavier now, we're going to have to look at their penalties as they're beginning to mount. They're starting to beat themselves a little bit here. And, you know, when you got a team on the ropes like this in the first half, you really want to make it work. We're going to try to get, hopefully Dave Bean can figure out down there on the sideline what's wrong with Brett Bolger as Dave Turner has come in. Well, Keith Bolger has come back in here, number 3. So it must have been something minor, just out for one play. We're glad to see that, so that both teams are at full strength. The Bombers not able to capitalize because of a 56-yard penalty. Gladar's got nothing underneath, and he goes down under a host of Blue Bombers there, back on about the 20-yard line.
Elder unable to get any kind of running room all day.
They're going to give him forward progress up to the 28, where it'll be 2nd down and 12 to go. If I'm St. X and I've played this well in the first half, I'm thinking I need to get one more score. Elder, on the other hand, they're looking to get that score, and I'll tell you, this Elder Panther football team can go 80, 90 yards in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So if I'm St. X and I've played this well, I don't want to go in with just a 10-0 lead. I want to go in with a bigger lead, because they've certainly had their opportunities. Trips down the middle, got a man open on the flat. He's going to have to run for his life. Can Edderburn keep him in bounds? Andrew Edderburn knocks him out of bounds. He kept him from getting the 1st down, but Keith Bolger picks up about 6 yards on what could have been about an 8-yard loss.
That's a real good play there by Andrew Edinburgh to get outside and make that play. Bulger's just, he's a running back, and he's got tremendous speed. He gets to the outside. Edinburgh has wide contain responsibility, and he does a pretty good job of getting there.
He can cut so quick. He kind of reminds me of the St. Xavier running back Scott Solman. It's like Bulger sees the field, knows where the crease is. When he cuts, he doesn't lose speed. It's almost as if he picks it up.
Tremendous vision.
3rd down, about 6 to go. The Bomber defense has done a great job stopping a great quarterback so far. Looking, and again came inside, and Zach Kleinfelder's got to hold position. That's 3 times that Zach Kleinfelder has not held his lane coming in, and every time Elder moves them off to the left, Bulger goes for 7 yards and a 1st down on the 40. You'll see it happen here.
Yeah, once he breaks contain, you can see he's not seeing what he wants.
Look where Zach is. He's on the other hash mark.
Right.
He's driven all the way from one hash mark to the other hash mark.
Yep, you've got to honor your responsibilities.
Coach Steve Speck will have something to say about that at halftime. 1st and 10 Elder, 4:48. It looks like they got that offense revving up now, and that offense is, as it was in the first game, number 3, Keith Bulger. Got a man open here in the flat. Looking. Plenty of time. Way too much time. Great tackle on the play, but somebody's got to get in there and hit Keith Bulger, as he's going to hit Andy Wellendorf for a 9-yard carry before he's dropped on the play by Andrew Edinburgh.
Short drag route there. X not getting a whole lot of pressure on Bulger. And the rushing 4, they're unable to get a whole lot of pressure. He's had a lot of time to pick out a receiver or run. You might think they'd blitz a little bit. Great
maturity there as he just held on to that football, held it. He could have run, because he's definitely been picking up positive yardage. It's going to be 2nd and 2. And this is starting to look like one of those Patton and Elder touchdown drives. Hand off to Gladar, nothing there. There is just nothing for Brad Gladar as E.W. Womack, along with Nick Larkin, Matt Vogley, in on the stop. Also down on the bottom, number 26, Brett Betts. I mean, they're just all there.
Yeah, there's nothing there. He's doing a great job.
Now, if he bounces off that tackle and gets to the outside, and the Bombers have 8 men inside, he could go a long way. Anson Frericks checks into the lineup for the Bombers. Let's see if Josh Williams is also going to check in. It's 3rd and about 1. Elder likes to go to Chambers in this situation, the fullback. The other thing you may want to look for is a deep pass here. They may fake it to Chambers and go, because they've got single coverage, and that's what they're doing. We saw this, and that's what they did. They burned number 10, Mike Graham again, number 5, Andy Wellendorf. That's the 2nd time that Graham's bit on that kind of thing and couldn't get out there to maintain his coverage.
Yeah, sharp route here by Andy Wellendorf. It's a play fake on 3rd and 1. And you can see Bulger picking out his receiver, drilling the pass. It's right there. Michael Graham unable to get there.
1st and 10 Elder, down to the 38-yard line. This has been a nice drive for Elder. They're eating the clock. Should they score, it'll be back to a 1-score ball game. They hit pay dirt here. The St. Xavier defense being tested strong. Trying to get through is Kelly. That means somebody's got to be open way down the field, and he is. Touchdown Elder. 40-yard, 38-yard touchdown pass from Keith Bulger to Brett Bulger. We're going to see this one on the replay as the Bombers brought a lot of people up front. You're going to see 6 guys up front. And then Brett Bulger gets behind his man, and Keith Bulger literally just hurls it out there.
A run fake there by Elder, Dave. They came out and tried to run the ball.
Andrew Edinburgh fell for the run fake. Mike Riga hits the field goal. What could have been a 17-0 lead instead is a 10-7 lead for the St. Xavier Bombers. That penalty looming large now as the Bombers have 3 minutes and 6 seconds to try and increase this lead, or remember Elder scored with 40 seconds left to go in the first half last week.
Oh sure, there's plenty of time left in this half for more scoring. You've got to look back at that penalty, that 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That cost them that whole drive, and you know, a 17.
And you got to wonder what that was, because it ends up being, you know, it just ends up taking St. X right out of their game. Now, give Elder credit. What they did was said, hey, they made a dumb mistake. Let's show them how we can make them pay for that, and they did.
Yeah, that was a great route by a great play call there by Elder to show a run fake as the quarterback Bulger rolled to the right, selling the run, and the safeties came up. leaving, his brother Brett right open, wide down the field.
So Mike Riga, the best place kicker in the GCL, lines up this kickoff here, and usually he does kick it deep. It's Hurley in the middle. It's McDonald on the right, and on the left it's Sean Kelly. The Bombers would love to see a big run back here. So it's Hurley at about the 3. Can the wall get there? The wall gets there. Hurley tries to get outside. Hurley's got some room. Hurley driven out of bounds on the 25-yard line. Oh, there definitely needs to be a flag on that play, and it is thrown as Michael Hurley was driven all the way back into the soccer box. And so St. Xavier's going to get a 15-yard penalty to go up to the 40-yard line.
Temper's running high. As you can see, Michael escaping to the outside. He looks.
Nice shift of the ball there on the play.
Yeah, to protect the ball, and does a great job. Yeah,
there's a big helmet tackle there, put on by Ricky Brown, and he just would not let him go. The Elder coaching staff again on the field, and I got to tell you, I don't like this. If you're going to let one staff on, you're going to let the other staff on, you're going to lose control of the game. So that play will come up to the 40-yard line. Now St. X, this is good field position with 2:59 remaining. Do they stay aggressive here? And let's see what they call. It'll be 1st and 10 Bombers at the 40-yard line. The Elder fans booing, but they have nothing to boo about as they got 2 calls on that last drive that kept this from being a 17-0 game. It's 10-7 here at Nippert Stadium. Marty Mooney directing the St. Xavier attack. Enye Willingham wide. Josh Williams underneath. Brad Duzing in the middle. 5 receivers. Elder bringing 5. Mooney holding. Finally brings it back to Enye Willingham. Willingham trying to cut across the field. Tripped up on the play and then gets nailed on the play by number 27, Brady Miller. But not before he gets up to the 47-yard line. And that'll be a play there. Now the referees are going to have the 2 players talk to each other, and it's time to end that. Just tell the player to let him go and let's get on with the game.
Right, let's play.
Let's play football here, because this intimidation stuff just isn't going to work. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Bombers.
Yeah, Willingham coming underneath, trying to release him to the outside, coming underneath on the drag
Watch
route.
Miller just hang on to him here, and then he drives him in again. There's no need for it. Just put the player down and let's get on with it. Brady Miller's too good a ball player to play those kind of games. 2nd and 3 for the Bombers. This is a tough Elder defense. It's a tough St. Xavier defense. That's why the score is only 10-7. Lynn's going to take it underneath. No, Mooney's going to hold on to it. Bad decision there as Lynn's had the hole, and Mooney's going to lose 3 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd down and about 7 yards to go.
I'm not sure if, it was a fake all the way. It was a design quarterback keeper, and boy, Elder was ready right there for it. That play didn't work.
They did that last time. They tried to bring it back again.
2 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
So it'll be 3rd and 6. This is a big pickup here. If they don't pick it up, it leaves that Elder offense a lot of time to come down and score. St. Xavier will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Elder blitzing. Lynn's great block. Mooney looking. Run for the 1st down. Fakes it out, hits Sam McDonald, who hangs on at the 30, and then he's driven down. So Marty Mooney went running towards that marker. He looks, and that's going to be a pickup on the play of about 26 yards as he looked like he was going to run for the 1st down. He faked me out.
Yep. He faked out the corner, too. As Mooney steps to the outside, you can see the corner dropping coverage.
He puts his ball down on his hip.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, I thought he was running. 1st and 10 Bombers at the 30-yard line. Now, can they get it in close enough to get a Sean Kelly field goal here? If they can't get it in the end zone, that would force Elder to hit the extra point. Change of play at the line of scrimmage as Mooney raises both figures. Elder bringing 6 men. He's going to flare it out to Linz. This is the play that was open last time. The coaching staff saw it. Linz gets it down to the 15. 1st and 10 Bombers at the 15-yard line. They saw it last time, Doug, that it was open, and they told Marty to look for it, and that results in the 1st down.
Yeah, there was nobody around Linz at all. He just comes out of the backfield. It's a swing pass all the way. A play X doesn't run a lot, maybe doesn't show on film, and Linz is wide open down the sideline. You can see him pointing out as he slaps one blocker down and runs through 2 more.
Both coaches said this at the beginning of the game, that you don't get many opportunities to score touchdowns, so you better score them when you get them. The Bombers are 15 yards away. They need 7 here. Mooney calling out the signals. Drops back. He's got Linz, Willingham. Willingham going in motion. He's looking. Nice block by Linz. He's got him open on the flat. Touchdown, Williams! Mooney all the way across the field to Josh Williams. And the Bombers go 60 yards in about 1 minute. 30 seconds. Maybe the only thing they did wrong was score too quickly.
They may have scored too quickly. As you can see, it's a fade route. Deep into the corner, a 3-step drop. Mooney coming underneath, a combination route. Sam McDonald over the top. And it looks like Josh was on. The free safety, Mark Butcher, and he beat him.
Sean Kelly on to attempt the extra point. Snap. Good job by the holder. That one didn't look pretty, but it went through. So Sean Kelly 2 for 2 with the field goal. It's the Bombers 17 and Elder 7. I'll tell you what, this offensive play calling this week is a lot different than last week. It's aggressive. It's trying to look for what Elder's given them. It found the Linz situation. It found Williams open. I know I got 3 phone calls that I was very critical of the play selection last week. I had players all over me. You were commenting on, Eaves, do you need to wear a helmet? But the boys said to me, Mr. Eby, you were right. We didn't play well. We didn't execute well. But they told me flat out, they said, you know, you said Elder was the best team in the state. And they said, well, we're just going to have to beat the best and we're going to come out and play different. And you're going to have to pipe a different tune in this game. And I'll tell you what, so far, they're beating what I think is one of the finest football teams in the state, if not the finest.
Oh, absolutely.
17-7 right now. Game isn't over yet. Can you imagine the grief I'm going to take on Monday, though?
You will hear it. You will definitely hear it.
Did I not hear it in cross country enough?
You always hear it.
Chris Youth will kick off. Look at Elder. They've got hands receivers on that second line. They know they're not going deep. Well, that one's going all the way back to the 15-yard line. I'm not sure he wanted to let Landon Arnold get it because Landon Arnold's got a lane, but Landon Arnold's been picked up off the ground by number 22, Michael Hurley. And Elder will start 1st and 10 at their 33. Let's set the stage for you. There's 38 seconds left to go. Elder only needed 45 to score against Coleraine, and that changed that ball game around. I really think they want to get at least 3 points here because St. X, I believe, gets the ball in the second half. And the Bombers scored first time in the first half. So in tournament games, you never want to go down 3 scores. And so Elder looking here to pull off. I got to think they're going to spread this field, look for David Turner, and give Keith Bolger some room to maneuver. The long pass has worked tonight for the Elder Panthers because the running game isn't there. Poland going to go underneath. Great pass by Bolger, driven out of bounds by number 22, Mike Hurley. Hurley's got his hands full tonight. He's doing a great job. You almost think, you know, could the Bombers get away with what they did against Princeton? Because this Poland, he's tough.
Oh, he runs such great routes and does such a great job of using his body to shield off the defenders. You can see him going out of bounds. Sharp routes. Elder's so disciplined in their passing. Every route is run correctly. Throws are sharp and on time.
And Bolger threw that ball before Poland even made his cut. That's how in sync they are. So a great play for the Panthers to get him out to the 47. Fake underneath. He's definitely going deep. He's got a lot of room. He's going to fire it. Wide open's number 19. Oh! He can't hang on. John Tiemann was wide open on the far sideline, and he just couldn't rake it in. Andrew Etterburn, I'm telling you what. Sean Kelly and Andrew Etterburn are going to have to talk to one another back there because John Tiemann couldn't have been any more open. This is the second time that Etterburn has had his man get 10 yards or more behind him. Watch this pass. It must sink here. It was right there, but it must have sunk at the last minute. Yep. I'll tell you, the happiest man on the field is number 42, Andrew Etterburn, because you know Coach Specht is going to say a few things to him. Great job by the Elder coaching staff going over to John and saying, young man, you will get your chance again. You will catch it. Bolger under pressure, dropped in the backfield by number 92, Craig Compton, who just got into the lineup. And St. Xavier, are they going to take a timeout or will Elder? Timeout, Elder. That's their last timeout with 15 seconds remaining, and it'll be 3rd down and about 20. I don't understand this.
Oh, big play
if you
there.
don't get this here, you have to punt to Michael Hurley. Now, on the other hand, does St. Xavier call a timeout if Elder doesn't get it? I call the timeout, make him punt. You could get a bad snap. You could get anything out of it.
Oh, absolutely. You want to make him punt.
On the other hand, I don't want to see number 2, Brett Bolger. Well, maybe I do. You know, maybe a 60-yard pass would be nice. The kids would really kill me then.
You would hear it for sure then. Yeah, I would make Elder punt. I would come after. I'd come after him. I'd put a full block on and go after him. See, make them make the play.
Right now, St. Xavier has not proven that they can stop the long bomb. Whatever it is that Bolger's doing that's forcing Andrew Edderburn up and Sean Kelly to stay in the middle has got St. Xavier befuddled. Now, the game plan Steve Speck drew up last week had Princeton completely befuddled. I got to think at halftime he'll sit down with those young men, coach them through, tell them what their responsibilities are, because if that happens in the second half, Keith Bolger's going to have 300 yards passing.
Yeah, he's been outstanding.
Bolger under center. Let's see what happens here. Looking, hands off to Gladar. Gladar's got a nice hole. Gladar's got a lot of room to go. Gets to the 50, down he goes. Does St. X take the timeout with 8 seconds? I think they're going to let the clock run out here. The fans want them to take a timeout, but they're not going to do it. And so the Bombers and the Panthers will head to the locker room at halftime. Your score, St. Xavier 17 and Elder 7. We were able to talk to both coaches before the game, and we'd like to run that interview with head coach Doug Ramsey right now if we could before we head to halftime. Doug, what were some of your thoughts on the first half here as we see the teams leaving?
You know, what surprised me was how much time Mooney had in the pocket and how good a job the St. X offensive line did in protecting their passer and opening up some running lanes, because that was in stark contrast to the other game.
I think we're going to have the interview now with Coach Ramsey. Pay close attention here, because I think you'll see that he and Coach Rasso agree on a lot of things.
After we talk with Coach Rasso, we have head coach at Elder High School. This is Doug Ramsey. Coach Ramsey, you're a 4th or 5th year coach now at Elder.
5th year.
5th year. Yeah. When you bring your teams into these big games, you've knocked off number one after number one after number one all year long. You played at Paul Brown Stadium. You're playing here to a sold-out house. How does that affect your kids?
You know, I think the one thing about this group of kids, they really haven't been affected. I think that's why we've been able to have some successes, because, you know, they don't get rattled. We've come out in just about every one of those games and played really well from the start of the game.
Your Panther squad almost knocked off St. Xavier the last time you played this year. You came within essentially 2 plays, I guess, of winning that ball game. Does that put any extra pressure on your guys this time?
I don't think so. You know, I think this game's all about moving on in the playoffs. You know, I don't think our guys really are thinking a whole lot about what happened in week 8. That's not important right now. What's important is that we go out tonight and we play a good football game.
What's the secret to beating St. X?
The secret is trying to be able to move the ball a little bit. Their defense is so good that, you know, you're not going to score a lot of points. Your defense has to play well, and you got to be able to move the ball. It's got to be a field position game, because if they're playing at your end of the field all the time, then you're in trouble. So we got to be able to move the ball and play good special teams.
Some people have suggested that this may very well be the state championship game, that these are, in fact, the 2 best teams in the state of Ohio. How would you react to that?
I'm not so sure of that. You know, we played 2 of the teams that are still alive up north, and Warren Harding and St. Ignatius, and they're both great teams. And, you know, this time we're going to, if we or X, whoever's lucky enough to get up there and play, is going to have to do the traveling, you know, and that makes a big difference. But, yeah, I don't know if this is a state championship game, but it's an awful big game for us.
People always talked about how when you turn the lights on in the pit, you could get 3,000 people, whether there was a game or not. Now it seems if you open up the ticket booth, you can sell 15,000 seats. What does that say about your fans on the west side?
You know, we got great fans. You know, we're selling, you know, 18,000, a little bit more than 18,000 tickets this week. Last week, I think we ended up probably, there was more than 20,000 Elder fans there last week. Our fans, they really support us. And, you know, it means a lot to us as coaches and kids that, you know, they do appreciate the things that we're doing.
Well, Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck this evening, and we hope that whichever team comes out of here tonight goes on to represent the Queen City in the finals this year and brings home a Division I title. Good luck to you, Coach. Back up to David, the guy in the booth.
Dave Bean down on the sideline with head coach Doug Ramsey before the game. Doug heading into the locker room to talk to his Elder Panthers. Down on the sideline now, Dave is getting ready with Pete Boylan and Father Walter Dye, the athletic director and the president of St. Xavier High School. It's been a good first half for St. X, 17-7. They could have been up a little bit more, but they're just going to have to play with the lead that they got. Let's go down and see what Dave, Walter, and Pete have to say about this first half.
we are at halftime. St. Xavier leads Elder 17-7. And with me this evening are two very important people at St. Xavier High School. On my left is Pete Boylan. He's the athletic director at St. Xavier. And the president of St. Xavier is Dr. Walter Dye, who's back as an alumnus of St. X.
Class of 1966, 35 years ago, I left Xavier High School, and 35 years later, I'm back. This is my first assignment as a Jesuit priest back in Cincinnati, back in my alma mater.
Is there anything different at St. Xavier now?
It's like Rip Van Winkle in many ways. I come back, I wake up, and the building is in many ways the same. The people, the spirit of the school is still the same, and yet I think our educational program overall is much better than when I was a student there. A greater emphasis on community service, on extracurriculars. Our athletic program has just grown by leaps and bounds, and the academics still stay very high and significant in terms of the state.
What do you see the role of athletics in high school as being?
It's a good place for kids to test out what they know, and express themselves. There are many ways. Not every kid's an athlete. Some kids are artists and in theater and so on and so forth. So it's another avenue for a good portion of our kids to express themselves and learn how to work in the world and be men who really know how to negotiate and be gentlemen and be classy in what they do in the business world and on the athletic field.
Pete, a lot has been made about all of the high-ranking teams here in Greater Cincinnati. Two of them right here tonight playing in top 25 in the USA Today. Number 1, number 2 in the state. I know that this year you didn't have a full 10-game regular season schedule, and the scheduling is very difficult. Is this going to be good or bad for your scheduling in the future?
Well, I don't think it's going to help that much. We do have trouble getting games. We have to go out of state quite often to get games. We play Bethlehem Catholic in Pennsylvania. We play Indy Cathedral in Indianapolis because they have the same trouble we do. When you have a very strong program, there's no incentive in the Harbin system for a weaker program to play a stronger program. So that's the problem we have.
Your schedule next year, is it completed? Are you going to be playing a 9-game regular season again?
Fortunately, we have 10 games next year, so we're pretty lucky. We picked up a tournament over in Ryle, Kentucky, where they're going to bring some teams in from out of state to play us. We're going to play a team from Tennessee that second game, so we have a full schedule.
The first time around, a lot of people said St. Xavier dodged a big bullet with the Panthers. It doesn't look like they're dodging bullets tonight. It looks like they're throwing them. What's your prediction for the second half?
Well, I think our kids have played outstanding the first half. The defense has played very well. The offense has finally come uncorked a little bit, and I think we're in for a whale of a second half. I think we're going to do fine.
That's coming from the man who counts. He says, I agree. What do you think of GCL football at this point, Father Dye?
Well, I think like tonight's just great. You got two great GCL teams playing each other, Xavier and Elder, and then you have LaSalle, Roger Bacon, McNicholas, and so forth. GCL ball is strong. Was strong when I was a student at St. X, and is still strong. I'm proud of the way the Archdiocese of Cincinnati, really, and the schools really work together in the whole GCL.
When you were at St. Xavier as a student, did you have a crowd like this for any ball games?
Well, basketball. When I was class of 65, when we went to state in 65, that was a big thing. Of course, not this big, but tonight is great, and it was great back then, too.
What does it mean in the life of the kids at St. Xavier with all this playoff fever?
Well, I told the kids today, I said, you kids need to realize that there are no other high school teams in the country that have experienced what you've gone through the last 2 weeks. 47,000 at Paul Brown Stadium, 15,000 here. You guys are going to be sitting around a barroom table 20 years from now talking about this with your buddies. I mean, this is a lifelong memory that they're going to have and cherish.
Yeah, I've talked to kids in the past who've had that opportunity to be at the top of the pile. There's a lot of guys that sit around those tables in those bar rooms and say, well, I could have. But there's very few that have the opportunity to say, I did. Well, listen, best wishes to both of you. Best wishes to St. Xavier for the remainder of the season. And hopefully, we'll follow you one more step on the road next week.
We love Waycross.
Thank you very much. Back upstairs to Dave and the guys.
Interview. by Dave Bean there, talking to Walter Dye and to Pete Boylan as the St. Xavier Bomber Band gets ready to come on. We do have some halftime statistics. We'll try to go over those a little bit later with you as the Bomber Band gets ready to come on here. The highest ranked all-male band in Ohio.
Now,
Tim Brandstetter,
boys and girls, it's time for the Bomber Band.
Is the senior field commander. Mike Sherman is the junior field commander. This band has performed excellently all year long. We thank Waycross for staying with us during this halftime entertainment spectacular here at UC. This is the award-winning 2001 edition of the St. Xavier Marching Bombers, so we'll get a look at them. A good first half for the Bombers. 17-7, they're in the lead. Could've, should'ves, we're not going to talk about those because we could have sat up here all night to try to figure out what was going on. What we do know is this: they're up 17-7. It's their game to win. They get the ball to begin the third quarter. Let's let you listen to the Bomber Band.
Junior Michael Sherman. Tonight's show is our award-winning state competition show. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Brandstetter, Michael Sherman, and the Bomber Band. The showcase features a fiesta-like atmosphere as all selections have a Latin theme. Our first selection is the hot-blooded tune, Corrado, featuring soloists Dan Silvestri and Paul Deemer. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bomber Band. Next, the band will add a little salsa and feature our percussion section in a tune called Macho Nacho. Our final selection is the Bomber Band's rendition of the Stan Kenton hit, Malagueña.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gentlemen, Tim Branstetter, Michael Sherman, and the award-winning 2001 St. Xavier Bomber Marching Band.
So what ends up happening here is the St. Xavier award-winning marching band. You just saw them in action there coming across the field. This is Dave Eby. I'm joined for the second half by Ralph Nardini. I've already warned Ralph that if we don't hold on and win this game, he's going to owe us pretty darn big. Ralph, in the first half, the statistics pretty much show a story that maybe St. X should be ahead more than 17-7. And I was a little concerned that sometimes when the Bombers play well in the first half but don't get the points they need, they don't sometimes come out in the second half as sharp.
They don't. Sometimes they get a little shook. I know they had some problems with penalties the first half. I was watching, keeping some stats, and I believe they had 6 penalties to Elder's 3.
47 yards to Elder's 35, but really that one penalty ended up being a 56-yard penalty because it would have been 1st and goal on the 5.
That's right.
On the other hand, 263 yards total offense for the Bombers, 155 for Elder. A lot of that coming on 2 big passes for Elder. Marty Mooney stepping up huge tonight, 10 of 13.
Marty's having a great night. I'll tell you, his offensive line is giving him the protection he needs. He's been very aggressive. I don't know that I've seen Marty run this much this year. He's looking like he feels very comfortable tucking the ball in and going with it if there's nothing out there. And I think that's really putting a wrinkle in Elder's defense.
Elder, though, came back. St. X up 10-0. Elder turns that around, makes it 10-7. Then the Bombers go down and take a 17-7 lead. I think 2 plays were critical there, 2 good calls. One to Luke Linz, where he was open about 4 plays before then. It picked up 15, and then all the way back across the field to Josh Williams, a pass that many quarterbacks can't make because it's going to be intercepted. It's going to be a 90-yard return, right on the money for the score.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave, it was some good adjustment by Josh to get in that corner and get open.
I think they're going to be coming up here to the booth. There we are, giving us a little close shot. Want to thank all the volunteers at Waycross. What are you expecting here in the second half? Steve Speck, great job on the defensive side of the ball. He makes big adjustments. What do you think he's going to try to adjust to most here in this second half?
I think what he's going to do, first of all, he's going to figure out why they're having the problem deep. The touchdown was a deep pass. Somebody got behind the coverage, and there was a drop
touchdown
by Tiemann that was also somebody who outran the coverage. And I'm sure Coach Speck is trying to figure out how that happened. Now, you know, there's a couple reasons, but Coach Speck is great at making that adjustment.
On the other side of the ball, Doug Ramsey is going to be making some corrections. And what do you think he's going to be telling his Elder Panthers? He had to waste 2 timeouts early on in that first half. One to stop a Bomber drive from going in because the Bombers have that no-huddle offense. And I think he watched what Princeton did. When St. X started to roll up some yardage, called a timeout, and the Princeton coaches' timeouts really seemed to affect the Bombers. Here they were able to take the ball in, but so they only had 1 timeout near the end of that first half.
Well, I think Coach Ramsey is trying to figure out with his team why the offense can't get moving as well as he'd like it to move. Bolger is doing what Bolger does. He's getting his rushing yards, but they're having a hard time with the other running backs getting the kind of yardage that they'd like them to have. Again, the St. X secondary has been good all season, and they really need to get the running game going, their own running game going, to kind of loosen up that secondary, because he knows that Coach Speck is going to be making those adjustments in the secondary at halftime.
Now it's interesting that they have Keith Bolger 7 rushes for 28 yards and Gladar 6 for 24, because we didn't see Gladar make very many yards. We saw Bolger making most of the yards, except on that one long, like 14-yard run Gladar had. Bolger 7-11 with 1 interception. His favorite receivers, Billy Poland with 4. We talked about the Bombers had to contain Bill Poland, otherwise this Elder offense could run wild. And 155 yards is a lot of first-half yardage against this Bomber defense.
It is. It's a lot of yards, and that was some long passes. That was some of the reason for the yardage, I think. As you talked about, Poland didn't do anything rushing. He got some passing yardages, but he didn't have any rushing yards. And I think that was key to the St. X defense.
On the other side of the ball, Marty Mooney, 10 of 13. He's on tonight, and if he can have a second half like that, it's going to be a long night. Luke Linz, 6 rushes, 41 yards, 16 his longest. Perhaps the biggest play he made was the reception, 15-yard reception for the Bombers there.
Yeah, Luke is he's having a good night rushing. He's averaging almost 7 yards a carry tonight. And he's getting the ball a lot. Right now, they're going to keep giving him the ball. What St. X likes to do at this point, they're up 10 points. They'll try to shut down Elder, or at least do what they can, and they'll start using the clock. They'll start running some plays and trying to get that clock. as they did against Princeton last week. It wasn't pretty, but they knew that they could use it.
And that'll be one of the interesting things. When will St. Xavier try to start running that clock? I really think they need to work at staying aggressive, because I think if you back off, this Elder Panther team is going to come back hard on you. And so at what point will they do that? Hopefully, as you say, they'll be in a position where they may have a 3-score lead, where they may be able, to then look to that to try to move the clock. What we do know is that they get the ball to start the second half, as Elder will be kicking off. And what would really be nice for St. X is they have a nice long drive like they did in the first half, scoring the first time they had it. Sometimes the third quarter has not been polite to the Bombers at Nippert Stadium.
No, it hasn't. But what I think back to is the first game of the season here, when we had a shootout and we played Oak Hills. They came out the second half after really looking lethargic the first half, and they came out ready to go. So hopefully that's the way they're going to come out. And I agree with you, Dave. They need to come out the way they did the first half, the first time they had the ball. They need to be aggressive, go down the field. I'll tell you, I've been sitting here watching the first half, and what I see open a lot is that slant pass. It's been there. I know we've seen Dusing at some tight end, and I think that's to try to take advantage of that slant,
so that he can hang on to that ball. Mike Riga will be kicking off. Michael Hurley, Sam McDonald, and Sean Kelly. Kelly kicking the extra points and the field goals tonight. And I got to tell you, Ralph, what we thought was a liability early on in the game looks pretty strong right now with the change of Kelly at the extra point.
I'll tell you, Sean, you can tell he's got some confidence, and I think a lot of that is because he's playing. He is a DB. He does a good job on defense. He's one of the leaders, and I think that confidence shows.
Riga's kick going to come here to Sam McDonald. They kick it away from Hurley because Hurley had the big. That wedge better get moving, or McDonald's going to run into him, as he did. Trying to break to the outside, but he can't do it. I thought the wedge was a little slow in forming, and that allowed Elder Panthers, I believe it was number 22 on the play, Mark Butcha, to come back and get McDonald, because if that wedge busted right away, Sammy's gone.
He missed running that, I think, by one person. The tackler that got him by the ankles was the last man that could have got him. He had that sideline beat if he gets past that last man.
So Marty Mooney returns to action here. The Elder faithful, they know how important the third quarter is. They're already standing on their feet, literally trying to will this team to victory. Let's see what happens for St. X. Elder bringing a few. The handoff to Willingham. He'll cut it up to about the 35-yard line. And you got to like that. Enye Willingham that time doing what we said he needed to do in the first half, Ralph. Hit the hole hard and go straight forward.
He took the ball and ran straight ahead. He looked like Luke Lenz. He saw the hole, went straight up, and again, he picked up 4 yards. When you've got horses the size of St. X's offensive line, that's what you have to do, is just go straight ahead.
McDonald far is outside here on the near sideline. Dusing's inside. Williams on the outside, firing for Josh Williams. He hauls it in, but he's out of bounds. And Josh Williams has made some great catches tonight. That was a dangerous pass to that far sideline into double coverage. Sam McDonald is going to be joined back there by number 81, Brad Dusing. Let's see what they can come up with on 3rd and 6. This is a critical series for the Bombers. I thought they may have been running again to Lenz, but running yardage has been difficult tonight. Elder looks like they're getting ready for a blitz as they're bringing guys on. They're doubling the inside receivers. Now that's a twist we haven't seen this year, to double the inside slot men. Here they come. Not much time. Fires to Williams. What a catch. Zach King did everything you can do as he dropped Josh Williams on his head. There is a penalty marker on the play.
And it's an unsportsmanlike on Josh Williams.
So now let's see what happens here. Was the play dead? If so, it's a first down Bombers. If not, the Bombers are going to be looking at a mark-off here. I'm telling you.
The play should have been dead, Dave. It should be a first down.
Graham did it last week. Hurley did it 2 weeks ago. Williams does it this week. They need to shut the hell up and play the game. Now, Steve Rasso is not at all pleased with this call because, again, he thinks it was called by the Elder coaching staff on that far sideline.
Well, but Dave, it wasn't, because what he did is, as soon as Josh caught the ball, he jumped up and he signaled first down. That's a taunt. And this is high school football. There's no call for that.
Right. You've got to maintain composure. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. We talked about it last week. That, this is just This is just not smart football, and this is what cost St. Xavier a score in the first half. Now, against a good team like Elder, you cannot do this. This just can't happen. So it will be a 1st and 10, but it's back at the 23 instead of being out at the 38.
David, it's a shame because that was an excellent catch. He caught it. We talked about slant. It was a slant. It was a pass that's going to get this team to score and to beat Elder. But you have to do it, and you have to act like you've been there before. You have to act like it's normal to catch a pass.
Now let's see how the Bombers can respond to this. They've got 1st down, but they got moved back. That kept the Elder crowd in the game because that 1st down, it had calmed them down a little bit. Hand off to Willingham. He's looking. He gets rocked underneath. Ball comes loose, but right back to him. Pickup maybe of about 2 on the play. We'll be looking at 2nd and 8. Looks like St. Xavier probing a little bit on that inside line, Ralph, trying to figure out what it is that they might be able to spring loose. Elders definitely shut down that counter trap that the Bombers like to run.
Yeah, so far we've seen 2 handoffs to Enye inside. So they're trying to find something a little different against this defense.
2nd and 8. This is GCL football at its best, only now it's the playoffs. Mooney, a lot of room to run, but he's going to wait. Interception, penalty markers all over the field. Bad decision by Marty Mooney as he had the 1st down, and Sam McDonald throws him out of bounds on the 17. McDonald's going to be whistled perhaps for a play. Mooney got rocked out of bounds by one of the Elder players, and he's hurt.
Dave,
we've got 3 penalty markers on this play. We have no idea what's going on here.
I think what we might have is a pass interference because it was awful far in the secondary, and I think we may have a personal foul against Elder for rocking Mooney out of bounds.
Well, it looks like the personal foul is going to be going against Elder for the hit on Mooney because he was clapping. Now, what the call downfield is, we don't know, but there's penalty markers all over. Look at that. See, there it is right there.
And that official threw his flag right away.
Brady Miller just rocked Marty Mooney out of bounds. But St. Xavier is whistled for a personal foul somewhere along the way. So I don't know how they're going to whistle this one out. Perhaps the personal foul was on Sam McDonald, who didn't let go on the near sideline, but poor Sammy was being driven out of bounds.
Well, this is real interesting because I can't tell what they're going to do with the ball, with the markers. There's a flag out in the secondary. I can't figure out. The official just picked up the flag in the secondary.
They're going to measure off. The first thing I think they did there was measure off the foul against Elder, and now they're bringing it back to measure off the foul against St. Xavier. Don't move those sticks over there yet, fellas. Put them right back down on the far sideline. Now it's going to come 15-yard back. The Bombers are going to be on the 20, and I have no idea what down it's going to be here until they sort this sucker out as to when these penalties occur. Holding before the interception, so the ball is maintained by St. Xavier. Personal foul out of bounds on Sam McDonald. Again, I got to tell you, I'm not. The St. Xavier Bombers have been whistled for fouls in the past 3 games where the yardage against the Bombers is absolutely incredible. Steve Rasso is furious on this near sidelines as it should be 1st down. The holding gives the Bombers a 1st down, so it's 1st down if the ball's on the 20. We at least know that. It's got to be 1st down. They got to get this right. A holding is an automatic 1st down. And Steve Rasso is on this near sideline pointing that out to him. It should be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Now let's see if Rasso goes out onto the field. This is a long break here, and this is what you don't want officiating crews to do is separate the outcome of the game. It cannot be 2nd down. A holding is an automatic 1st down. Steve Rasso can't believe it. We can't believe it.
It should be 1st down. I don't understand what's going on. And I'll tell
Barnes
you
will check into the St. Xavier lineup. What the Bombers need to do now is focus on offense, is just overcome this poor officiating that's being done here this evening by this crew. They're flat out horrible. This is not the kind of officiating we see in the GCL. It's not what they're used to. Linz breaks 2 tackles. Linz breaking up to the 25-yard line. So Luke Linz, it'll be 3rd down now and about 9 yards to go.
I'll tell you, I typically don't like to talk about officials, Dave. As you know, I was one. But these guys have lost control of this game. They're throwing flags when they really shouldn't be throwing flags. They either need to let the kids play or they need to throw a flag every play, because they've lost control.
Well, we've talked about it a lot this year, and the officiating in the GCL has been absolutely superb. They did a great job with many big games. I don't think these guys can handle the pressure. Flat out to Linz. Linz breaks 2 tackles. 3. Linz gets across the 36. First down, St. Xavier, all on second effort by Luke Linz.
Dave, Luke Linz got that first down on his own. He got hit, he got wrapped, and he just kept moving. That first down is his.
Watch Marty Mooney looking here. Elder knows he's coming out. Now watch him. First, he's going to slip number 22. Great job there. Then he's going to have to get around 28 and 7, and Luke Linz knocks. I'll tell you what, I give this St. Xavier offense credit. They've gained about 10 yards in 2 first downs, but they're overcoming some severe difficulties. Mooney's going up top. He's looking for Williams. Williams has it knocked out of his hands by Zach King. King got underneath him. Great defensive play.
That was an excellent defensive play by King. That really was. Anytime you can knock it out of Josh's hands, because he's a strong kid. You can see it on the replay. What a beautiful pass by Marty Mooney, and King just stayed right with Josh Williams.
Zach King is 5'11", so he's tall enough to stay with Josh Williams. Handoff to Linz. Linz going to reverse his field. Linz gets a good block. Linz driven on the play by Ricky Brown, and Brown drops him on about the 40. Now, if you throw a flag on the last play against St. Xavier, you got to throw one there if you're going to call him out of bounds. If you're not going to call him out of bounds, then you're going to call it a solid tackle. It'll be 3rd and about 6. The Bomber fans know it. Steve Rasso knows it. Willingham checking into the St. Xavier lineup. Surprisingly, we're only at the 9-minute mark with all these penalties and actions and things like that we've had going on in the game. This Elder defense looks absolutely outstanding. This St. Xavier offense looks determined. Willingham getting into position. Mooney calls out the signal. 6-man rush. Mooney looking. He's going to be dropped on the 36. He's got to get rid of that ball faster. He knows they're coming. So head coach Doug Ramsey has decided to blitz more, and so far it's working.
You can see on the protection, the line was pushing him to the center. Marty came up. He brought his pocket up instead of going outside. If he'd have gone outside, it was over.
Sean Morris will punt. Brett Bolger. Elder's coming. They got 4 men on the center. They're coming right up the gut. There they are. And Morris gets it off. Bolger looking for the fair catch at the 30. He makes it. And St. Elder will take over 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. And this Panther offense wants to go right down and score because their defense did what they needed to do, keep the Bombers out of the end zone.
Dave, I'll tell you, the St. X defense needs to hold right now. They need to keep the momentum. St. X had to punt, but they have the momentum right now. They ran a lot of plays that last series.
They certainly
between penalties and everything else.
They certainly did. So here comes the Elder Panther offensive unit. Brad Gladar, Chris Chambers, Keith Bolger underneath center. It's good to see him in the game. He was out for 1 play earlier. Came right back. Bolger's looking. They're going deep again. Elder knows they got things open deep. Ball's up for grabs. Michael Hurley and Landon Arnold out there. Hurley got behind Arnold. The ball kind of died, and Arnold almost made a nice catch on that one.
He did. Actually, it looked like it almost went into Hurley's hands.
I'm telling you what, I think Elder has decided that the way to beat the Bombers is to do what Ignatius did. Lengthen that field, then get your running game going, because right now, St. Xavier is so intent on stopping Keith Bolger that these guys are cheating upward, and Bolger's taking it out, and we're going to have to sit here tied to our seats all night long with a tension game like this. On the other hand, St. Xavier's stretching the field too. I got to give them credit. Both these teams really got the wheels in motion tonight. 2nd and 10, Keith Bolger calling out signals, fakes the handoff. St. Xavier caught in a blitz. They better get to him as there's intercepted in the middle by Sean Kelly. Kelly's got some room on this left side, but he can't shake that first tackler. He's dragged down. Not going to get a face mask there on the 46-yard line. That's the 3rd interception tonight for the Bombers, and Kelly waits before he gets behind the bench to wave to the St. Xavier fans. I'm telling you, save the celebration till the end of the game.
It's way too early, Dave. It really is. But I'll tell you what, if you look at this St. X defense this week and you compare it to last week and you look at how they're playing, you look at their zones, and it's like watching the same defense.
I got to look at this play here, Ralph. Now, you've called them before, and St. Xavier is setting up for that fly pattern on the far sidelines to Sam McDonald. Instead, yeah, there it is. Fake. Mooney looking. He's got McDonald. If he throws it to him on the sideline, caught. Get out of bounds. Sam McDonald drives out on the 28-yard line. There it was. We saw it coming. There's a penalty marker on the play. Roughing the passer against Elder. This will take the ball down to the 21-yard line. Marty Mooney got rocked. Watch this here. Mooney's going to get rid of it.
You can see it on the replay. He throws the ball. There's nobody around him when he throws the ball.
See if we catch it on the replay. There, number 27 just kept coming. And I'm telling you, tonight, Brady Miller is not making the great decisions that he made against the Coleraine Cardinals.
You know, I can almost hear Coach Ramsey on the sideline wondering why they want to shoot themselves in the foot. And, of course, we can listen to Coach Rasso ask about his team doing the same thing, Dave.
You know what? We talked about this, so we talk about it in cross country. We talk about it in a lot of sports. When you want to win too much, you lose focus. And right now, these two teams, though they want to win, have to maintain their focus. I'm telling you, I'm surprised Marty Mooney's still in the game. He got rocked.
I'll tell you, you can tell how bad Marty Mooney wants this victory.
I think we've been watching too much film when we can call an N.J. Willingham Statue of Liberty play back to Marty Mooney. The Bombers in good field position. Again, Coach Rasso said, when we get down here, we have to score. He's looking for the fade.
There it is.
Got a touchdown.
What a
Marty Mooney to Josh Williams. There are no penalty markers, and Josh turns around to his own teammates. The Bombers 23, the Panthers 7. This is a big point here because it makes it a 3-score game.
You know, Dave, you can't see it on the replay, but Luke Lenz made the key block on that play. It was a fake handoff. He took the linebacker and blocked him so hard, Marty had all the time in the world to set the throw.
Josh Williams beat Brady Miller on the play. Kelly's kick is up. It's good. It's a 3-score game. The Bombers 24, the Panthers 7, and this St. Xavier crowd, which has been loud all night long, is starting to get a little louder. Don't count out these Elder Panthers. They scored a lot of points against Warren Harding when they were down and shut Harding to no points in the second half. They're used to this.
It's not time to start cheering too loud yet, Dave. It's too early. There's a quarter and 7 minutes and 33 seconds to go. But I'll tell you what, this St. X offense, you can tell, came out tonight to prove something to the city of Cincinnati. They really did.
I think they wanted to prove it more to me and you. I don't know about your mailbox, but boy, did I get it. And that offensive line, some of those guys surrounded me in the hallway. Mr. Evie, we didn't like what you had to say, but it was the truth. So we're going to prove you wrong. And I said, fellas, that's all we're asking for. And tonight they have. No matter what the score of the game is, this offense can walk off with its head high because they have been aggressive. And really, I think it's that long pass that's opening up so many other things. Both of these teams are using the long ball tonight.
They are. And what I think what St. X is doing is really key is they're using that slant pass. They're opening that. They're coming over the middle, and that's opening the wrong pass for them.
Chris Youth will kick off. He's been squibbing all night. He's going to squib it again. Look at how Elder just dives down so that their other guys can get it. That's number 44, Tony Arsman. Arsman will take it out to the 36. I'm telling you, they've got to have, they really have to have confidence in this defense and Coach Steve Speck's game plan. Anson Frericks and Matt Dooley, Matt Vogley, E-Dub Womack, Zach Kleinfelder and the boys, Nick Larkin, and of course that secondary that we've talked about all night, to give Elder consistent position on the 35-yard line.
Well, I think the thought process is, let's give them the ball on a 35. We'll take away the long possible run for a touchdown because, yeah, they do have that much confidence in their defense.
I'm watching Brett Bolger go deep on this play. Keith Bolger flushed out of the pocket. He's going to sidewind this one, and wow, what a catch there made by Brett Bolger.
Oh, what a hit.
Came all the way across, and Matt Vogley in on the stop on the 47-yard line, along with number 30, David Kelly. So Kelly and Vogley, but that's all the way out to the 46. Ralph,
I'll tell you,
Bolger comes all the way across the field to make this play, as Nick Larkin just missed him there.
I'll tell you, it shows the athleticism of Bolger at quarterback. He had two guys that almost had him by the ankles, and he was able to get away from them.
I think the St. Xavier DBs may be a little tired because Bolger and Poland, now they're going to switch up. Also, Landon Arnold are open. They're just getting that first step on the cut. And it's not that the Bomber defenders are doing a bad job. Betts trying to come. Bolger firing out. He's wide open on the play. And the tackle made by Michael Hurley. There is a penalty marker back on the 44-yard line. This may be a hold against St. Xavier. So Hurley on the coverage. This play will go down to the 33. That's enough for an Elder first down. Let's see what they're discussing here.
Well, the flag actually came out after the catch, so I'm not sure. And it was about 10 yards behind. So I'm not sure what would.
Ineligible man downfield against the Elder Panthers. That's a huge penalty against Elder because the momentum, they were on the 35 in 2 plays. 4 seconds. We were talking about clockwork. In 2 plays in 24 seconds, they're down on the 32-yard line. Now you're going to be moved back, and wow.
Huge break for St. X. This is a huge break.
We've seen some calls tonight we haven't seen in a long time. Ineligibles downfield, clipping behind the play. That's going to take it back to the 49-yard line. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be first and about 14.
Wow, that's a great break, huge break for St. X.
Oh, now there's an unsportsmanlike. We warned about that on that sideline, and that official finally threw the flag as one of the Elder coaches was out there on the sideline jawing in his ear.
I'll tell you,
Ralph,
I'm going to say it one more time.
You said it
Dave.
earlier. You don't like to criticize officials, but I think both coaches are trying to work with the officials to get control of this game back.
These officials just aren't talking to the coaches. One of the things you have to do as an official is you need to talk to the coach. You need to be able to have a little conversation and at least be cordial.
It's first and about 34 for the Panthers. They're right back where they started. Can they get the momentum back? So far, St. X has had nothing that they can do to him. Pass out there for Bill Poland. Falls incomplete as Andrew Edderburn.
I'll tell you what.
Coverage with Mike Hurley.
Poland was actually looking who that pass was going to. Now, he turned around to see if there was another receiver behind him.
Well, I'll tell you, it's now second down and about 30. It's a long 30 yards. I'm telling you.
They got
that first down marker, and they're just going to have to pick this apart a little bit here. But they've had great success with these 15 to 20-yard passes, and I think that's going to open up some running lanes. St. Xavier, Vogley coming on the blitz. He just overpowered his man. Bolger gets away. Penalty markers on the play as Sean Kelly came inside as Bolger gets across the 48-yard line before he's finally knocked down by 4 Bombers. There is another penalty marker on the play.
Dave, I've never seen this many penalties, I can honestly tell you.
E.W. Womack going to check back into the St. Xavier lineup. Vogley almost got him there. Kleinfelder almost got him. The referee's holding on. Could this be a hold where that play was developing out there? Wow, I tell you, they're just coming all over the place. Yes, it is. Oh, it's against St. Xavier.
It's a defensive hold.
Well, that'll give them a first down, right? Or no?
I would think they'd decline it and take the play, because I think in high school it comes from the original line of scrimmage. So.
Well, they are up to the 49-yard line, so.
I'm confused.
Well, they're going to move it off 5 yards. How can you
I'm confused.
Wait.
The flag was back.
That's a 10-yard penalty they marked off for a defensive holding.
But they didn't do it from the point of the foul.
No, they didn't. Steve Rassa is not even going out. He's trying to call the official over.
He's trying to get the official to figure it out.
He's trying to get the official over to say, hey, wait a minute, it should be from the spot of the foul. Steve Rassa is right on this call again. I'm telling you, this cannot be a crew that was appointed by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
I should have brought my rule book because I don't remember all these rules, but I'll tell you, something just doesn't seem quite right on that last one.
Change. Well, even the Elder coaches were surprised, so now it's second down 3. So penalties against Elder, penalties against St. X. Gladar got a hole, and he hits it for the first down to the 30-yard line. And I'm telling you what, Elder had the passes for the first downs, then the penalties, then St. X had the penalties, and just let them play the game. Matt Dooley's going to check into the Bomber lineup. It's a Panther 1st and 10. They've gone a long way in a short time, even with all these penalties. Gladar getting in a nice run there. So I think the Elder offense kicking into gear, Ralph.
Yeah, the Elder offense is starting to feel pretty confident. You can see it in the way they're running. That hole that they just opened up on that last play, you can tell that they were very confident.
Bolger, he's got 3 wide receivers. Panthers have been passing a lot. Of course, they're down 3 scores. Nice quick slant. Good fake. Man wide open on the wing. He's got him. Nice block inside. And then the St. Xavier defense, Brett Betts, comes back to make the stop on about the 18-yard line. Elder going very quickly. Notice how their coaches just send the play in immediately after they score, and they're trying to save all the seconds they can. 2nd down, about 3 on the play as Vogley made the stop. Bolger and Gladar back into the lineup for the Panthers. This is exciting Ohio High School Athletic Association football. 35,000 people here, Ralph. 47 last week, 82,000 in 2 weeks. I got to think next week's game's going to be in the Cincinnati area. Bolger wide open. Hurley drops him on about the 16, but that will be a 1st down. I'm telling you what, Brett Bolger, Bill Poland in the first half was open. Brett Bolger is willing his team to victory here with what he's doing. Again, all the way across the field.
He is. He's working to get open. He's finding the open area. And I'll tell you, they're really capitalizing on the open zone area.
Elder seniors are doing just what you want your seniors to do, to pull together, to come through, and to say, we got to get control back in this game. Poland out here on the right. Landon Arnold's in the slot. Out on the far side is Andy Wellendorf. Handoff underneath to Chambers. No one there for St. Xavier as they were going after Keith Bolger. And that play is going to carry down to about the 6-yard line, and the Elder Panthers are knocking on the door. They want to get back in this ball game.
Like we said before, Dave, you can't count them out yet.
Great block on that offensive line as there was a hole a mile wide there.
They caught the defense blitzing, and the line knew what they had to do.
And Chris Abrams just took off, number 32. Abrams again, or Gladar on the run. He's dropped by Michael Graham, who is coming up, and Matt Vogley. So this play should take to the 5, and it should be a 1st down.
That'll make it 1st and goal if they give it to him.
So Brad Gladar gets it down to the 5 as he really just put his head down. Good coverage there by Graham. All right, Ralph, now you've watched the films. Elder going to run it in here? Or are they going to look for Rob Boeing, number 88, or Landon Arnold, perhaps, on a slant? Billy Poland's been open most of the night.
I'll be honest with you. If I was the coach, and I'm not because I'm not that good, I would spread them, and I'd let Mr. Bolger do what he wanted to do, pass or run.
There's number 5, Andy Wellendorf, who caught the touchdown pass in the first St. X Elder game. Bolger going to roll. Bolger looking to roll. Bolger looking to fire. Bolger, he got away. They hit him back there. They got to get him on that. Vogley tries to get him. Can't. Touchdown. The St. Xavier Bombers had Bolger back on the 15-yard line. He got away, and that's what the GCL co-MVP can do to you as he scores, and the Elder Panthers are right back in this ball game at 24-13.
You know, Dave, this is what they need to do if they want to win. The Bombers, they had Bolger, and I think that was number 47, Matt Dooley, I'm not sure, and just could not hold on to him.
Vogley just couldn't get there as Dooley had him. Snap back, Riga's kick up, perfect, right through. It's St. Xavier 24, it's Elder 14. We got ourselves a ball game with 3:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. A good touchdown drive by the Bombers. A good touchdown drive by Elder. The only thing that interfered with that was all the penalties in between.
I'd love to know how many yards of penalties we had since the beginning of the quarter. And but I just it's hard to believe.
And not just yards marked off is what we're talking about. I mean, we're talking about 20-yard gains being turned into losses back behind the line of scrimmage. We're talking about momentum movements. But this is what makes programs like Elder, programs like St. Xavier great in football. These kids overcome it all. The Elder kid said, this is what we're going to do. The St. Xavier kid said, we're going to try to do the best we can do. It's St. Xavier 24. It's Elder 14. My score is pretty much coming around what I thought, you know, about 24-21, or I said maybe it'd get up to 31-27 if there was some special teams hoopla, and we've seen it all as Riga's going to kick off. St. Xavier, no handmen up on front. Too early for the onside kick, but don't put it past Coach Doug Ramsey. Riga's going to drive it deep. They're going to drive it to McDonald. They don't want Hurley to get it, and Riga's great. That wall has got to hit quicker. They just don't hit quick enough the way Elder comes down, but McDonald able to get it out to the 28.
I'll tell you what, I think Sam McDonald got the last 8 yards all on his own. It looked like he was pulling guys with him. You can see on the replay.
It just looks like by the time he gets to the wall to go splitting through, the Elder Panthers have already split the wall.
Well, yeah, it's about a half. It seems like it's about a half step too slow for that wedge. But I'll tell you, they're doing a good job.
So both teams piling up good statistics. The Elder fans, now that their Panthers are back within 10, are on their feet. Duzing coming to the near sideline to come all the way outside Williams. McDonald's in the slot. Willingham's on the far side. Linz picks him up. Mooney steps up. He's got Williams right there, and Williams just got rocked on the play by number 4, Nick Ackerman. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 Bombers. Correction, that was Enye Willingham who got rocked on the play, number 9. That's right. I said he was switching positions.
That's right.
I forgot he switched out.
I'll tell you, this is a nice block again. Luke Linz takes the linebacker all the way out and gives Marty time to throw that ball.
Enye just couldn't wrap it up, so Ackerman, who knocked one out of Enye's hands in the end zone, knocks one out here. 2nd and 10. The Elder faithful doing everything it can do to help their Panthers. Lynn's going to carry on the inside, looking for some running room. Bounces off of Kyle Ralph. He picks up about 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd and about 6.
That was a nice run by Luke Linz. Again, that's one that you do that and you hope that you find a crease. They didn't find it. He got his 3 yards, and boy, can you hear the fans going crazy.
You really sense that the momentum is starting to swing Elder's way. The St. Xavier fans are up. The Elder fans are up. Great block by Linz. Mooney taking it deep. Oh, there's a push-off right there by number 4, Nick Ackerman. He had the inside coverage on Josh Williams, and he picks up the interception, and that might be better than a punt, actually.
Well, I was just going to say that's probably better than a punt, so I'm not sure. The downside is we don't get the pass, but we weren't going to catch it anyway, so it might as well just stop there.
So Mooney's pass far down the sidelines for William. Ackerman had him on the inside. Just established position in there. Takes it away. Now it's up to this St. Xavier defense to stiffen. Elder ran through them quickly last time with long passes. They don't want to blitz because then Bulger runs. On the other hand, this offensive line is holding the Bombers out. They need to do something. That's the same play they called last time for number 32, Chris Abrams. This time he rumbles for about 5 more yards. One of the things the Bombers defense perhaps could come up with here is they've made key interceptions. Elder goes a few series running well, passing well, scoring, and then St. Xavier comes up with a pick. Josh Green checks into the Bomber lineup. The momentum seeming to move towards the Panthers. Can this St. Xavier defense, which all year long has had to pull things out, hang on here? St. Xavier was ahead 17-7 in the first quarter when they didn't capitalize on a few things. Pass out here for number 5, Matt Vogel, or correction, that's number 30, David Kelly, and number 26, Brett Betts, who comes up to help out, and it's going to be 3rd and about 1 on the 45-yard line. So Andy Wellendorf picks it off, and this Elder passing attack is right now in full gear.
They're doing nice, short, little 5- and 6-yard passes, but they're completing them, Dave. And St. X defense is playing off, and they're just taking it underneath.
And that's because Elder stretched the field near the end of the first half and at the beginning of this quarter with long passes. So the Bombers were afraid of getting burned deep, and now Elder taking advantage of it. Ramsey making decisions at halftime. Rasso making decisions at halftime. Both of them trying to work their team out. Gladar gets some nice holes, and Brad Gladar's definitely got the first down. It's just going to be where they mark him at the 49-yard line. First and 10 Elder as they continue to roll as we're at the 1:09 mark here of the third quarter. But since the St. Xavier score, the Elder Panthers have taken control of this game. It's amazing what one series can do, though, Ralph. If the Bombers hold on here, don't let Elder take this in, run some time off the clock in the fourth quarter because it's a 2-score game, that puts a little pressure on Elder.
It does. And this defensive backfield, you can see here, okay, Bulger's.
Larkin chase him. Somebody's got to get him, and he does. Number 55, Zach Kleinfelder on the sack with pressure from Nick Larkin. Bulger has been rambling free all night, but not that time.
Well, we talked about the defense, Dave. They need to come up big, and that was a big play.
2nd and 19. Now, one thing that hasn't been called a lot amidst all the penalties that have been called, there haven't been too many holding penalties on all this pass plays that both of these teams are doing. Compton's going to check into the St. Xavier lineup. Looks like St. X going to rush 3 unless Betts is coming on an outside blitz. His Elder's got 2 deep. Looked like there was movement on the line. Bulger looking outside. He was looking that way all the time. And Rob Boeing on a nice catch out of his tight end position, but he's taken down by Brett Betts. Number 26, Brett Betts, 6'1", 188-pound junior. Penalty marker.
We got
on
another
the flag.
This is unbelievable.
Oh, let's see what this one's going to be for. I don't think these officials are used to these teams talking to one another. And let's see, when it's out there like that, it's got to be an unsportsmanlike.
They may be calling too many men on the field, but I don't know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I saw him counting, but the play was over, so they could be subbing at that point.
Right, they could be subbing, and they were subbing at that point.
And I just saw the official put the flag back in his pocket.
Yeah, there we go.
So I'm not sure. They're talking about it right now. You know, Dave, and again, I hate to be critical, but after the play's over, you don't throw a flag for too many men because they had plenty of time to get one on the field and start subbing.
This is too big of a game to have these kind of discussions going on. This allows both offenses and defenses to rest. This takes away momentum from both teams. The St. Xavier Bombers,
I don't know,
wondering what this call is going to be here.
I don't know if we have the replay.
They're going to call. They're going to call too many men on the field against St. Xavier's.
You know, I don't know.
I'm telling you what, if I'm Steve Rasso, I just stand out there and say to them, fellas, you have screwed us all night long. You have ruined what could be one of the best games ever by your inability to officiate this game. Now let's get control. They've got the Jumbotron. They've got us that they can come over and see. And I'm telling you right now, I'd love to have the name of that center official because he is uncommunicative. He's not listening to either coaches. He's making calls after plays are over, and he's affecting the outcome of this game. So we'll be going to the fourth quarter. Now he doesn't know what. Well,
this is hard. It's hard to believe.
You can't mark it off from where the play ended. That's just a horrible call. That's going to be a 18-yard penalty for too many men on the field because they can't even mark it off from the right place. I'm telling you what, you don't want to sound like sour grapes by either coaching staff, but the St. Xavier Bombers, I believe, have more yardage in penalties than Elder does, and they've just been incredibly stupid things. They don't even know that we're in the fourth quarter, as St. Xavier was bringing its men on for the fourth quarter. They haven't even figured out that it's fourth quarter yet. And you need to change.
Penalty against Xavier.
The quarter's over and he's starting the clock.
The quarter is over and he's starting the clock when the quarter's over, and they're still going the same way. Unless the quarter can't end on a penalty, so this is just going to be a free play for Elder. Gladar's going to run. He's going to get sacked at the line.
I don't think he got the first down, Dave.
Well,
although they'll just throw another flag.
Or they'll mismark it. As Gladar was dropped back on about the 43. Let's see where they marked this. It looks like they're giving it to him up on about the 42. So now we'll be switching fields and going to the fourth quarter. I tell you, you really have to worry about this kind of thing when this happens, because Elder would have been third down and 20-some yards to go. Instead, They're now at 3rd and 1. St. Xavier has flat out been robbed tonight, left and right, by poor officiating. Elder also got it on their drive, but turned it around into a touchdown drive.
Oh yeah, I mean, these officials aren't doing it against St. X. They're just terrible both ways.
It's just the Bombers are getting more penalty yardage off of what they call. And you know, one of the things is that the GCL really does sit down with its officials, tell them how they want the games officiated, what's right, what's wrong. These coaches get used to that. I doubt that this officiating staff has coached, has refereed a game with 35,000 people with this much on the line. Quite frankly, I think they're scared. Their decisions are tentative.
I agree. None of the officials out there appear to be confident in what they're doing. And that's a shame. That's a shame that the state would allow that to go on. This is too big a game for everybody to not let that go on. This is, you know, you hope that both teams can come back from this. You hope that both of them can just keep playing their game. And I think they will, because they're good teams, Dave. They're real good teams. I think X needs to get focused right now, and they need to just settle down, play their game. They need to know the officials are throwing flags for stuff that might not typically be a flag. So they need to know that, and they need to compensate for that.
So it's going to be 3rd and about 1. Gladar, he's definitely got the first down as he breaks through, and Michael Graham and them dropping, but the Panthers' drive continues.
And again, that was just, you know, the clock's going down. That's the plus side for St. X right now, is that the clock's going down. The downside is it seems like the momentum's gone to the Elder side. You can see their fans, you can see the team, the confidence in the team as they're moving down the field.
35,000 here at Nippert Stadium watching these two teams wage a gigantic struggle of excellent football. Elder trying to come back. They were down 17. They scored last 2 times. Poland's wide open. Kelly tips it away at just the last minute.
Beautiful
Otherwise,
defensive play, Dave.
We'll have to see this one on the replay. Sean Kelly stretched out as far as he could stretch out. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Wow, I'll tell you, on the replay, what a beautiful pass by Bolger. Just Kelly comes in like he should at the last minute and just taps the ball out.
The Elder coaching staff's been working overtime up here. The St. Xavier coaching staff's been working overtime. 2nd and 10. It's a critical drive for the Elder Panthers as momentum is going their way. Their offense really seems to be pouring it on with the passing attack that St. Xavier hasn't seen. Down he goes. Brett Betts on the play all the way back. Lost to the 46-yard line. That's an 8-yard loss, but when things like this happen, the flags start waving. Look at this.
On the replay, you can see how Brett Betts came in and had his hands up. Bolger couldn't pass the ball because his hands were up. He jumped in the air and followed that up with the sack.
231 yards for Elder, 328 for St. Xavier. Playing time, possession time, 18 minutes for the Bombers, 17 minutes for the Panthers. Bolger back to pass on 3rd down. He's got him open all over the field. He fires down the middle. Kelly went for the interception, and instead it's a completion to number 5, Andy Wellendorf, in front of number 22, Mike Hurley, and behind David Kelly. So Sean jumped too early, and it's a 1st and 10, Elder at the 15-yard line. What a pass by Bolger.
Dave, I'll tell you, that was just a perfect pass. Kelly got up as high as he could. That was right where it had to be. So
now the Elder Panthers are knocking on the door. At worst, they're within Mike Riga's range to take this down to a 1-score game. Will they score a touchdown? Will they score a field goal? Can the St. Xavier defense hold them out here? Handoff to Gladar. He's got some big holes. That Elder offensive line is just destroying the St. Xavier defensive line in this 3rd quarter, now leading into the 4th. And Ralph, I think that's where the game's being won. This offensive line of Elder is just taking over.
Well, they got the running game down. You can see this offensive line opened up a hole so big that actually Gladar was surprised. I mean, he almost slowed down for a minute. He was so surprised how open he was.
That's going to be a pickup of about 8 yards. We'll look at 2nd down and 2. Abrams in front of Gladar. Gladar hit right at the line of scrimmage that time. No gain there. We're going to look at 3rd down. I thought Gladar might slide off to the right there. It looked like the hole was there, but it was quickly closed by the Bombers as they came in. Not much of a gain.
Defense sealed up quick. I don't know that there was a gain at all. I think they stopped him right at the line.
9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining before one of these teams moves on to play the Columbus region winner in the state semifinals. The Elder Panthers, who have defeated #1 teams, 3 #1 teams all year. The St. Xavier Bombers, who have defeated 3 state champions.
Bulger's out.
Bulger's out. The pass to Gladar. Nice catch, but he's strung out on the 8-yard line. He will not get the first down. He may have lost yardage on the play. That's 5 Bombers out there. I love the maturity of Keith Bulger.
I'll tell you, he really shows why he's gotten all the accolades he has all year.
4th down, I got to think Riga's coming on, because this man can make this a 1-score game, and he's unbelievable with his foot range. He's a right footer. They're on the right hash mark, so I got to think he's going to come on to try this field goal, and he is. This is going to be a 14. This will be a 24-yard field goal here for Riga. He's been golden all year long. Perhaps a bad snap might affect what goes on. High snap. They're looking for the fake. It's a fake. And Brett Bulger's got room to run.
Sniffed it out, though.
St. X shifted out. They knew what it was, and Brett Bulger might not have the first down.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get it.
There's no way.
I can't believe it. He had the whole sidelines to go to. And Brett Bulger is extremely fast. He's avoided all St. Xavier tacklers. We're going to have to look at the replay on that to see how that one came out. Look at this. I mean, Brett Bulger is the human bullet.
Okay, here's the
great block.
Here's the replay. It was set up all the way as a fake, and X was reading fake all the way. They didn't. They stayed with everybody.
Dooley can't get there. Great block there, but watch this. Bulger trips
right
just
there.
A little bit. And who is that player there? But I believe Brett Betts,
who
makes the big hit.
Big.
Willingham up the middle. Willingham, almost lost the ball, but he'll get it out to the 14-yard line, maybe 13-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 5. Now, Ralph, if this offense takes it down the field, they can really put an imprint on this game.
If they can just move it down,
if they can move it down the field,
just 10 yards at a time, they can make a statement. This is a statement for the St. X offense right now.
They need to run some time and let that defense heal. Willingham trying to get outside, and there's number 27, Brady Miller. We've called his name last week. We've called his name tonight. He's just tenacious.
That should make it about 3rd and 1.
See where they're going to mark this. It's going to be on about the 17-yard line. Dave Miller comes into the lineup along with number 52 for the Bombers, R.J. Niemer, and number 28, Luke Linz. The one who's not in there is Matt Vogley. So the Bombers 3rd and less than a yard. Looks like Marty Mooney can just go right over center. Right up the gut. 1st down Bombers, Luke Linz. There's no doubt about the mark on that one. So St. Xavier keeps the clock moving. More importantly, they got to get that field position going. They can't give Elder just 50 yards to go. They need to keep moving now, and this offense needs to make a statement. They made a statement early on in the 3rd quarter, and since then, the Elder defense has come alive, and the Elder offense basically has kept the St. X offense off the field.
They have. This becomes a true momentum shifter. I mean, if the offense can get one more, I think, my opinion, one more 1st down.
Willingham racked up behind the line of scrimmage. He didn't have a chance from the minute he got the ball. No gain on the play, and probably a loss, so it'll be 2nd and a long 10. You know, Ralph, after the Bombers scored, the offense just hasn't been able to go. Probably because Elder's been out there, and then, of course, there was all those different penalties, but they've shown all night long that they can put yardage on the board. Elder has outgained them here in this 2nd half, but they've got 328 yards. No reason they can't get more. 2nd and 11. This will be a dangerous call here. Panthers coming. Brown coming quick. McDonald all by himself, and he just gets rocked by Ackerman and company, and he may not have even gotten back to the line of scrimmage. So Ricky Brown was coming. Mooney did the smart thing, get rid of it. No gain on the play. 3rd and about 10. This Elder defense doing its job as that clock continues to run down, and as we remind you, it's a 2-score game. A 1st down here would just be absolutely wonderful, because you know if it doesn't come, all of Price Hill is coming after the punter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if we don't get the first down here.
Let's see if Lenz goes out into the flat here, if he's going to stay in and block. Mooney's got a man open down the middle. Pass blocked down at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure who got that, but Marty Mooney had Dusing open down the middle. He was trying to go to him, it looked like, and now the pressure is going to be on number 98, Sean Morris. What's important here is to just get it off.
They need a quick one-step punt. We need a decent snap and a quick one-step punt. Just get the ball down the field.
Bolger's in the middle of the field. If I'm Morris, I'm angling it towards the sideline.
He just needs to get rid of it.
Look at Ricky Brown on that outside. They need one block. Nice quick snap, good quick kick. Bolger's going to have plenty of time to return this one on the fly from the 45.
Nice
Shakes
play.
the first man,
Nice
but
play.
then Anson Frericks, number 38. What a leader that young man is. He's not getting as much playing time in the playoffs because of the defensive scheme, but when he gets his time, he makes a hit, and there's a bone-jarring tackle right there. Ralph, only 40 yards for the Panthers to go, though. The offense got one first down, got it out of danger zone, but just couldn't get that second one.
Well, Dave, we've seen this offense score in 45 seconds. So 5 minutes and 15 seconds, a lot of time for them to go 40 yards.
The St. Xavier offense scored 28 points in less than 8 minutes at Ignatius. Bolger, way too much time. A lot of men open underneath.
He's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds. Great concentration by number 5, Andy Wellendorf. Coverage on the play by number 43, Sean Kelly. We've seen this all night, Ralph. These kids, they just reach out, grab it, and just miss coming down inbounds. Wellendorf's unbelievable. He's the unsung hero, I think, on many of these passes.
I'll tell you, that was great defensive coverage in the backfield. Bolger had way too much time to throw, and somehow the defensive backfield stayed on
Oh,
their
this
coverage.
is dangerous out here. Landon Arnold inside, Brett Bolger outside, Bill Poland to the far side. Turner coming in motion. St. Xavier's had difficulty defensing this. The Bombers try. Oh, there's a hold on Betts. Kleinfelder trying to get him. There's a definite hold on Betts. He's winging this one out of bounds. Intercepted.
No, out of bounds.
Nope, he's going to rule him out of bounds.
He was out of bounds.
As Michael Graham went up to get it and went out. I can't believe they didn't call holding back there. But we said, now maybe they're going to let some things go late in the game, because Brett Betts just got dragged down from behind.
Again, I'll go back to the same thing I said. This group is not confident in their ability to officiate. They may be good officials with the crews they're with, but with a new crew, everybody's different. They're all independent, and they are not confident as a group.
That was a great call, though, on the far sidelines, as Graham almost got that foot down in bounds. Bolger calling out signals here. He's got a split backfield, got 2 receivers. Turner trying to go over the middle. Bladard, it's looked like a screen pass to Turner as Turner went down the middle. David Turner's got room to run, and he's dropped on the play at the 29. They caught the Bombers in exactly what they wanted. You could see that one from up here. Unfortunately, you can't see it from down on the field, and so it's a 1st and 10 Elder at the 26. Great call by the offensive coordinator.
I'll tell you what, I think Bolger saw that coming, and the offensive staff on the other side of the field, the Elder staff, must have knew that in that formation, St. X would be coming.
Graham was coming. He couldn't do anything about it. Bolger's got a man open, wide open, way too much room. He's going to run.
Oh, what a step.
What a rock by Matt Vogley on the 25-yard line as Bolger came across the line, and he and Vogley just hit on a night train collision.
Now, that was a statement by Matt Vogley.
It looks like St. Xavier is really tired on the defensive line as they've been running men in and out. This Elder offensive line has beat on them for most of the 3rd quarter. Bolger calling out signals. It's 2nd down and about 8. Bolger looking left. Plenty of time. Firing right. Pass hung on to by Poland, and that's the difference right now for Elder as their receivers are hanging on in tight situations. It should be 1st and 10 Elder at the 15, depending where they mark this ball, and they are going to give them the 1st down, and that's a good call as Billy Poland pulls it in. 3 minutes, 54 seconds left to go in this game. Do the Elder Panthers have enough time to pull it out here against the St. Xavier Bombers? It's usually the Bombers who have last-minute heroics. This Elder team will not be denied, and that's why they are so good. Bolger's pass out of bounds. But what a great play by Bolger. He knew he only had one option, so he didn't throw the interception. He makes the wise choice, and he went back to number 19, John Tiemann, who dropped one earlier, and that shows the confidence they have in that young man.
Again, you talked about it before. Keith Bolger, he knows now it's only second down. They've got more time. He's not getting nervous. He's not doing things he shouldn't do.
So Bolger will call out the signals here on 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. This does not, these teams are used to this. They've played this all year. Cleveland St. Ignatius, Indianapolis Cathedral, Warren Harding, you name it, these guys have played it. They're Warriors. Bolger fires down the middle. Touchdown to his brother Brett Bolger. The Bombers were one step too slow, as again Bolger eluded 2 tacklers, and I think that the St. Xavier defense would have had that earlier in the game. They're just tired, and he made them pay on that one.
He did, and you can see that they're looking tired in that backfield.
Watch this as they come in. Early on in the game, this might be a sack. Right now, they just can't get there. They're one step too late, and he makes them pay. Riga with the kick. It's up. It's good. I noticed the difference on the Elder snap. They just lull it back there because they know Riga can get it high right away. There's 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. The St. Xavier Bombers, who led 17-7, now lead 24-21. They led 24-14. Elder's coming back. When Coleraine came back on Elder, the Elder offense sucked it up, took it the length of the field, put the game away. The St. Xavier offense, if they're going to put it away, they need to score a touchdown.
The offense needs to do something this time, Dave. I mean, I know it's only a 3-point game, but the offense needs to control the line. They need to get 2 first downs.
They need to run a lot of time off of that clock and give themselves some good field position. I'd like to see if the Bombers are going to put their hands team in up front. I think that's what I'd basically be doing. You know, putting the hands team in up front. And because I'm expecting Elder to do an onside kick here. So Marty Mooney, 10 of 19 for 2 TDs tonight. Josh Williams, Sam McDonald getting most of the catches, 5 for Williams, 4 for McDonald. Linz has been shut down in the second half, as has Willingham. On the other side of the ball, the Elder offense is in full gear in this third, from the middle of the third quarter on. After St. Xavier took that 3-score lead, it's been all Elder. The momentum is definitely with the purple and white. The Panthers from Price Hill against the Bombers from Finneytown. It's everything any coach would want. St. Xavier does not have the hands team in, as Riga, who can boot them a mile, he's been kicking to McDonald, so McDonald is out, Williams is in. Riga looking. Riga's going to take it to Hurley in the middle on the bounce. Hurley, what a great catch on the 10-yard line. Wall's got to get there. Good job, Hurley. Out to the 25. He cut back, tried to get it out to the 30, and he got nailed on about the 28-yard line. I don't know how Mike Hurley gets up in the morning. He just got rocked. I thought he was going to keep coming down this sideline.
I'll tell you what a competitor he is. He just loves to hit. You can see it.
I mean, he went for it looks like he went right inside for the hit when Tommy Hornsby had him there. The Elder faithful on their feet. They want as much of this clock as they can have. The Bombers spreading it out. Willingham, Linz in the backfield. It was Enye Willingham who won the first game on just that play, and he tripped over his own lineman. He goes down on the 32-yard line, and Elder is calling a timeout. It'll be 2nd and about 9. So the Panthers quickly call a timeout. They've got 2 remaining. They didn't waste any this half, is what I told you about. So St. Xavier's going to have to get a few first downs here, or at least make yardage, so Elder can't call that immediate timeout.
Well, Dave, if they get the first down, Elder's going to call another. If they don't get it this time, Elder's going to call another timeout. That leaves them 1 left. They need to get at least probably 6 yards this time to get a fair shot at another first down.
Exactly. And this is what it becomes now. You know, can St. Xavier pick up first downs and keep that clock moving? Because it's clear that the defense, as good as the St. Xavier defense has been all year, right now they cannot stop the Elder offense. They have come down and done a great job. So let's see what the coaching staff up here puts together and what they're going to call. They've got McDonald out. They've got Dusing in the slot. They've got Willingham in the slot and Williams out. I thought they might put Williams in the slot and look for it. They're going to hand off to Lenz, and Lenz is going to run into about 5 people, but he's going to get it up to the 34-yard line, and it's going to be about 3rd and a long 5.
And Elder just called their second timeout.
So St. Xavier has run a whopping 13 seconds off the clock on 2 plays. Timeout, Elder.
Well, Dave, this becomes an interesting call for the offense.
Maybe the call of the year.
It does. It probably comes down to this call. You've got 3rd. They've got a 4 on the board. It's a long 4. I'd say 3rd and 5. The one thing they haven't done this half that was open last half was the slant pass. Can you do a little 6-yard slant pass, get that first down, and let the clock start running?
Well, it's going to be an interesting call because the Elder defense has risen to the occasion after St. Xavier went up by 17 points. As I said, they shut down Warren Harding. They shut down the Bombers. And this is a Bomber offense tonight that has been aggressive most of the evening. They basically said, we're going to take it to you and see what you can do, and now let's see what Elder's going to do. Lenz in the backfield with Mooney. They need about 5 yards. Here come the Panthers. They're coming on a blitz. Nice block by Lenz. Mooney going to try to run. Marty Mooney.
He didn't get it.
It's going to be awful darn close. Let's see where they mark this ball. Oh, they took it back a little bit. Mooney looked like he put his helmet. They're going to move that ball back to the 38-yard line. It looked like he clearly got to the 39. They're going to be short. I say if that's where the mark is, they're short.
I think they're definitely short.
I thought they were going to give Marty Mooney almost to the 39-yard line. We'll see this on the replay here, but maybe his knee went down before the rest of his body did. But I'm telling you, from where we're looking at, who knows the way this game has gone, who knows? Oh, that chain's going to stretch farther than that ball. They're going to miss it by... They got it. They got it by the nose of a football.
I'll tell you.
With an unlucky mark, they got it. And now Elder has wasted 2 timeouts. Like we said, can they get 3 first downs? That's really what they need to do. And Marty Mooney, what a courageous call by Mooney as he went inside. Now I got to figure Luke Lenz is going to hold on to the football here, as Elder will be trying to rip it out with 2:50 remaining in the 4th quarter. The Bombers by 3. Don't pack it in yet, boys. Attack, attack, attack. Go for that first down. Oh, difficult handoff to Willingham. Stay in bounds, stay in bounds, stay in bounds. N.J. Willingham got rocked out of bounds. Did he get the first down?
He's got to stay in, though, Dave. He needs to keep the ball in bounds. He needs to keep the clock running.
Right. He went for the first down instead of keeping that clock running, and it's going to be 2nd and about 2, maybe 3. Yeah, 2nd. It's a long 2 or a short 3. He went for the first down. What I liked on the St. Xavier sideline was the coach just patted him on the back, congratulating for the yardage, and said, stay in bounds. He gave him that inbound sign.
And you understand going for the first down, and that's what you've been doing all season. But this is different. This is where you keep it in and you let the clock run.
We've been talking about that Elder offensive line a lot, but Kyle Ralph and the boys are hitting hard. Lenz just will not give up as he gets down to about the 49. It's the first time we've basically just tried to bowl right ahead. We've been doing a lot of traps, a lot of counters. He's going to be short.
But I'll tell you,
but
you
a
can
great
see on the
surge.
replay,
Look at that great surge. He
if
just
you
keeps
saw him
going.
knock that guy, he ran into, and I couldn't see the number, and knocked him backwards when he hit him.
2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining as it's counting down. Elder asking for a measurement. Well, that'll stop the clock. Or did they ask for a timeout? No, they're going to measure. Well, this allows the Panthers to substitute then, doesn't it, if they come for a measurement?
Well, sure. It gives the coaches time to talk to the players. I don't understand. You can see from where we are and from the camera that it wasn't even close. It should be.
But
if it's close, then these markers are way off.
But then the man on the far sideline, the way he marked it, it's going to be less than a yard. I mean, it is very close. But again, it's like it. I guess they just do a different marking system, Ralph. The one man stands and points to where the ball is, and the other guy always sets it back a little bit. Number 82 coming in is John Buddy. Number 59 is Brandon Koking. Number 11 is Matt Vogley. Number 28 is Luke Lenz.
They're just going to pull forward, Dave.
I'm telling you what, if they don't bowl forward and run some other play that doesn't get them a touchdown, there will be a lynching in Finneytown.
Well, I'll tell you, we look confused out there. I got to tell you, looking at this, we look confused.
If they got it, just call a timeout. Oh, they jumped and they were confused. David Miller jumped. You called it out. I don't know what the Bombers were doing. We weren't even set, and he jumps offside when we're not even set. Marty's not even under the center. Oh, the penalties. The penalties. 3rd and 5. Back to the 43-yard line with 2:08 remaining. Now you have to make a critical call. Otherwise, you had a chance to run the clock out. We've said it all year. Focus, focus, focus. Even when you want to win. The Bombers just killing themselves with penalties. If they get out of this game, I think on Monday when they get back together, they're going to talk about, fellas, let's quit giving up over 100 yards in penalties. Well, it's 3rd and 5. Actually, it's 3rd and 6. Trips to the side. I got to figure they're not.
I'm looking at the slants.
I'm looking at Ricky Brown, but it's going to have to be a quick slant.
And we lost another 5 yards.
And now 5 more yards as number 79, Elliot Coulter, turned around.
How many times can you shoot yourself in the foot? I don't quite understand. We look confused. We should call a timeout.
I tell you, we should call a timeout. And if we can notice this up here, then you wonder what is going on. What is so difficult about a 3rd and 1 call? You know, you give the ball to Matt Vogley and you let him get the 1 yard. Instead, we're now looking at 3rd and 10, and we're going to have to throw the ball, and Elder may not even have to use a timeout for us to stop the clock. You got to go for the first down here to keep on to the ball. Well, hey, we went a lot of yardage against Cleveland St. Ignatius. Ackerman's coming. Brown's coming. Brown came back across and got Lenz on about the 43-yard line, and Elder calls timeout, and the Panthers will have the ball with 1:41. I don't feel too good about this. The Bombers had 3rd and 1. They had a chance to run the clock out, and the penalty situation again kills them. So Sean Morris will come in to punt because of miscommunications on the offense. You saw it up here. It was a good call. Brown, though, with great instincts, got back to get Lenz. Otherwise, Lenz is going to go for the first down.
Lenz, yeah, he did. He had a nice hole there. Brown is just an excellent athlete. You could see the ability that he had.
It'll be 4th and about 6 on the play. So Morris.
I'll tell you, Dave, you've got to give Elder a lot of credit. We talk about St. X shooting themselves in the foot, but you really need to give Elder some credit. They are playing.
Oh, their defense played great there, but 3rd and 1, and the Bombers can win the game. Instead, they get the penalty to give this team a chance to come back. You can't let good teams stay in games. You have to take your opportunities and put them out. Morris has got to get this punt off. He needs a good snap. Lenz calling out the signals. Great snap. Morris, 1 step.
Beautiful
nice
kick.
High
Nice and
punt.
high.
Bolger's going to have to call it on the 30-yard line. Great hands. Elder has 1 minute and 34 seconds to go 70 yards with no timeouts. So the trick for St. Xavier is to keep the Elder Panther receivers inbounds, to keep Keith Bolger inbounds. This defensive secondary has broken a few times this afternoon, and now they have to stiffen. The linemen look a little tired as they've been chasing Bolger this entire game, and it comes down to 70 yards of real estate and 1 minute and 34 seconds.
Dave, I'd be tempted to go deep on the first one.
I would too.
I'm telling you, I would. All the marbles on the very first pass.
And you know, Elder did that the last time we played them. They did go for all the marbles as the Bombers are up close. Let's see if they bring somebody. No, they don't. They're sitting back. Bolger, plenty of time. Looking for Tiemann. No. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. So John Tiemann got open there underneath number 22, Mike Hurley, who did a good job of closing on the play.
But there was some nice pressure by the defensive line, and he had to get rid of the ball. Bolger had to get rid of it.
David Turner has been awfully quiet tonight. He caught that screen pass that set up the touchdown. The Bombers are worried about Brett Bolger. I'm looking out here at number 5, Andy Wellendorf. He's made the big catches. And, of course, Bill Poland is the possession receiver who makes the most difficult catches. Here comes St. X. Great job by that offensive line. Bolger dropped underneath. And now get back to the line. Quit celebrating. That's number 57, Nick Larkin. Didn't he learn from early on in the game?
We don't even have our guys in there.
Get on the line. Get ready to go. That's where the Panthers are going to be. 3rd and 14. How long will it take this team to understand discipline? Vogley got tripped at the line. Can't get to him. Bolger's going deep. Tipped away by Sean Kelly. Intercepted by number 22.
Yes, St. X ball.
Sean Kelly with the greatest play of the game as he tipped it to Michael Hurley. The Bombers need to get off the field and now run the clock out with 58 seconds left to go. Do not do anything.
All they have to do is
that
take a knee.
allows the Panthers to get back in the game.
Dave, all they have to do is take a knee because there's no timeouts left. Dave, I gotta tell you, Dave, at this point, it's the people in Western Hills are going. At this point, the people in Western Hills, Dave, have to be talking about that fake field goal.
Marty Mooney hands it to the official with 53 seconds left to go. I think we got to call one more play, though.
We'll have to do one more play. That's
right.
it.
They'll just have to kneel it down. It's a matter of time. The St. Xavier Bombers are going back to the semifinals. They've been to the state championship game twice. They'd like to get back there again. The Elder Panthers gave it everything they could tonight, and this Bomber defense, when they needed it, came up huge. And the way they did it was the interception. Mooney touches it down. They'll have to touch it down one more time.
That's it.
That's it. They're at the 24-second mark.
Now. That's it.
That's it. It's all over.
They don't even have to touch the ball. Stay away from the football. Don't even get close to it.
The St. Xavier Bomber fans beginning to celebrate. The Elder Panthers wondering, what must
Here's the interception on the replay, Dave.
Kelly.
And what a defensive play to knock it out of his hands.
I got to tell you, Sean Kelly, I think, is the hero of the game. All the extra points, the field goal, that is the 3-point difference up there. 24 for the Bombers, 21 for Elder. You can't say enough about this St. Xavier Bomber football team. They've been counted out by a lot of teams. They weren't expected to win the GCL. They weren't expected to win some of their games against state champions, and no one thought they could win this game tonight except those offensive linemen and Marty Mooney and his receivers and the defense, who had struggled a little bit coming up with that huge interception. As Steve Specht, I don't know what that play's called, but man, they surround the receiver and get it, and great coverage there. Well, if I'm Coach Doug Ramsey and Elder, I feel snake bitten, as there just isn't too much more they can do. This St. Xavier Bomber Ball Club has won 7 in a row.
What a play. I'll tell you, what a game this was, Dave. You talk about two teams that are great teams. Unbelievable. I'll tell you. That's something else.
As you see the team shaking hands there. So the teams exchanging the handshakes. These are two teams that very much respect one another.
I'll tell you what a game this was. You couldn't have asked for anything any better. You could not have you couldn't have planned this. You really couldn't. I mean, you couldn't script a championship game like this.
Here come the Bombers, St. Xavier Bombers, over to their sideline, where their students and their bomb squad are ready to go out and cheer them along.
They're not going to quit. They're like us. You know, you're going to fight. We made a number of comebacks.
So St. Xavier here,
and Elder's got the same type of mentality. Fortunately, we hung on there, made some plays at the end to win the game.
Describe your emotions at the end. You see the tip, you see the interception.
I didn't know what happened there. All of a sudden, I saw our guys start screaming. Then I realized we had the ball and I knew the game was over. And elation, let's put it that way.
Next thing, you're wet then.
Hey, yes, I know. It's a little chilly out here right now.
Thanks.
That's head coach Steve Rasso being interviewed by lots and lots of different radio stations, TV stations. This is the big game. 35,000 people here this week. 47,000 people last week. 82,000 people. There's the interception. The Elder Panther players looking at it up on the Jumbotron. And now they're kneeling down in front of head coach Doug Ramsey. And I just don't know what that young man can say to that team, because they played their hearts out again tonight. On the other side of the ball, this St. Xavier Bomber football team, Ralph, they just didn't give up. They went up 24-7. Elder comes back 24-21. They have one chance to win the game in the defense with the big interception.
I'll tell you, Dave, it was an excellent battle between two great teams. For a defense to hold the Elder offense to 21 points is a great night. It really is. And this offense from St. X really came out and wanted to make a point, I think, to everybody from last week who watched the two games down at Paul Brown Stadium to say, look, we know what we can do, and they proved it tonight.
328 yards for the Bombers heading into that fourth quarter, 231 for Elder. St. Xavier winning this game statistically and most importantly on the turnovers. The one area where they really need to improve is penalties. And the penalty situation almost cost them the game tonight when they were at 3rd and 1. So if we look to next week, it's discipline, boys, discipline. No more unsportsmanlikes and no more dumb penalties when you don't need them.
Well, and that's true. And Dave, the players need to know if that's the way the officials are going to officiate, then you need to play that way. You can't afford to do things that you know are going to get you penalties.
And I'm telling you what, both coaches are really going to take a look at this game. We sound like we've been hard on the officials, and we have, because quite frankly, for a lot of the ball games, they just weren't there. They weren't confident. They didn't know how to make some of the decisions, you know, on where the ball was being placed. And some of the interpretations of the rules basically had both coaches kind of up in arms. So I'm sure when they look at this, there's Steve Rasso down there with Dave Bean.
We're going to coach Rasso here just before the presentation of trophies. Coach, you want another major step toward a title. How would you compare this team to your 92 and your 98 teams?
Defensively, I think it'd be very close because we had a great defense then. We have a great defense this year. Offensively, we have an outstanding offense. You see what they did against Elder tonight. But I think the big difference between this offense and back then was a guy named Scott Solomon, who whenever he touched the ball, he could put it in the end zone. We don't really have that kind of a runner. We got more of a diverse offense than we had back then. And, you know, the quarterbacking with Marty, he had a great night tonight.
He did.
Yes.
Do you have a preference on who you play next?
You know what? After going through what we've been through, whoever's next is next. I could care less. You know, you got to play who comes up. That's our mentality.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Great job.
Back up to Dave and Ralph.
Great job down there by Dave Bean, grabbing head coach Steve Rasso, and he put it into perspective. You got to play whoever comes next. Just where will that game be? You're taking a look at Steve Rasso and his St. Xavier Bombers, being brought to you by a tremendous crew from Waycross. As St. Xavier receives their trophy, it's a trophy also to Waycross for all the great work done by all the men and women in the truck and on the cameras. We're getting a good shot there as the Bombers will move on next week. We don't know where that game's going to be just quite yet, but we'll let you know as soon as we can. We hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight. If you like it, give a call at Waycross. Our director tonight was Mr. Glenn Hartung. Our technical director was Brian Dye. The camera, Alex Hoppel, Anthony Jeffries, Bob McMillan, Lisa McMillan, Nate Wirth, and now the Bombers are heading over as Rob Ratliff on the graphics to their stands to show this to the whole school. I'm Dave Eby. Tonight I was joined by Ralph Nardini and Doug Pelzel. The students and the Bombers gathering on the sidelines. This is what high school football is all about. Congratulations to Coach Doug Ramsey and his Elder Panthers on another excellent season. To head coach Steve Rasso, you're headed back to the state semifinals, and we'll be bringing you that action next week here on Waycross. Your final score, the St. Xavier Bombers 24, the Elder Panthers 21.
This has been a production of Waycross Community Media, the Access Partnership of Forest Park, Green Hills, and Springfield Township. Opinions expressed are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily represent the Community Programming Board, volunteers and staff of the Waycross Media Center, the community governments, or the cable company. If you have questions regarding this program, or if you'd like to participate in the activities of Waycross, call 825-2429, or write Waycross Community Media, 2086 Waycross Road, Forest Park, Ohio, 45240.